going to do is we're going to come into the ring from that entrance right there. And the first person is going to go to that first yellow dot. The next person will go to the blue dot. The next person will go to the yellow dot, and so on down the line. What we want to do is we want to try to get our dogs to just follow our hands. We don't have to gate or do anything exotic or extravagant or anything like that. Just shake our hand, and as soon as we get to this dot that you're supposed to get onto, you want to try to get the dog to stand, touch. Good job. That's great. And then I'll say, go to your next station. Shake your hand, back up, bring your dog around. Good, good. Keep shaking that hand. Back over here. You're getting too far ahead. You're getting too far ahead. Good job, little one. Yes, that's so good. That's so good. Wait. Wait. Touch. Yay! You did so good. Yes, such a good puppy. Okay, then we come over here and we go up. Yay! That's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Back it up, back it up. Yes, just play with your dog. That's all I want you to do. Then I'll say next dog, and you'll come over. You'll start right here. Swing around. Follow my hand. Yes. Good, 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 good. Yay! Around. Back through. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yay! And wait. Over. Over. Stand. That is so good. That's all I want you to do. See how simple that is? Easy. Good job. See, if a 9-month-old puppy can do it, anybody can do it. Then I'm going to have you come over here, bring your dog around, so you're facing this direction, this way. Good, stand. Over here. Good job. You got itch? Got itches? Yay, good job. I'm facing this way, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my dog over to this side, this way. Oh, good job. Good. Good. Yes, that's a fantastic. Then I'll take my dog over here. Around like this. Stand. Come. Stay. Oh, that's good. Oh, yes, yes, it is. Jump. Yay! So I'm just playing with this dog. That's all we're doing. Then we're going to come over to this side. Good, 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 good. Touch. You overshot. Overshot. Yay! Touch. Yes, touch. Yes, good job. Good job. Quick, 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 quick. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Oh, we're coming around. Coming around. Yes, good touch right there. That was awesome. Ready? Jump. Yes, that was a good jump. Come around this way. Come around this way. And over here. And touch. Oh, that was a good touch. Then, after we complete all that, then we have to have some kind of a trophy thing. So this particular dog likes minnows, freeze-dried minnows. Woohoo! Over here. Oh, what does Daddy have? What does Daddy have? Woohoo! Yes. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. That's good. Did I expect anything out of that dog? Did he do everything I wanted him to do? Pretty much. Yeah, he touched all the targets. That's a 9-month-old puppy. And he had fun. He was playing. Was he stacking perfect? He was stacking perfect for his time. It's like, I'm not expecting too much out of this dog. I just want this dog to have a good time, have a great experience out here. Same thing with your dogs. Don't think about what they're not doing. Think about what they are doing well. And if they're stepping into the ring, woohoo, they're doing a great job. If you want them to be perfect, that's further down the line. Don't worry about that right now. Today, we're not worried about how you're holding your leashes. We're not worried about any of that stuff. Put a treat in your hand. Let that dog follow that treat. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you do this off lead. Although that'd be a lot of fun. When I say fun, I mean me. So, okay, any questions? Any questions about these mats right here? Whatever you do is fine. I rotated on each one of these mats. That one I was facing this way. This one I was facing this way. This one I faced that way. When I got over to these, I faced that way, this way, over that way. Just try to switch it up a little bit. Think about what you're doing before you do it. When you're with the dog, you don't want to be thinking too much. If you're thinking too much, you'll check out. Yes. Good. Now hit your head up. Take that pressure off the dog. Just pretend like you don't have a dog. You're just standing and walking. Good, good, good. Bring your hand back to the judge. Look at your judge, not your dog. Wow, that's gorgeous. Don't look, though. Okay, over to the next target. So you stand up, your head's up. You don't care what the dog's doing. Just lead them over, shake that hand, let the dog find it. Wow. Next target, do the same thing. That was awesome. Shake your hand, keep it low. Yep, let the dog find that hand. Stand. Beautiful. Next target. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep the momentum and the energy going. Do not look down at that dog. Let that dog find that hand. Stand. Beautiful. Yellow target. Same thing. Don't look. Don't look. Keep communicating. And around we go. Try to touch. There it is. There it is. You got it. Okay, red target. Perfect, 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 perfect. Stop looking at your dog. Big smile. Oh, great. Blue target. Do not look down. Do not look down. $500 a person if you look down. Okay, give her a hand, guys. Put this dog away. Good job. Yay, look at that. Good job, Courtney. Oh, look at the Sheltie, too. Yes, and even you. Fantastic. Yeah. Good. Nice job, guys. He's in the way, Mom. He's in the way. Yes, he is. I can't see anything there. Oh, my goodness, you're so good. Yes, you are so good. Yes, I know. I know. Okay, bring these three around. Good, 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 good. That's the one I want right there. Good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to train these dogs to come back to a baiting judge. So the baiting judge is the one that wants a little tiny bit of expression here. They either have some Tic Tacs or they have some keys or they have something. The way you train a dog to come back to a baiting judge is you get two people. One of them will act like the judge. The other one's going to have the dog. You tell the judge, the one acting like the judge, your name of your dog. They don't care about you. The name of your dog. And so I'm going to try to get the attention of the dog when it comes back. So you'll go down, and as you go down, I'll come over to here. I'll say your dog's name and show this treat. And then I'll back up like this, and as I back up, your goal is to have the dog stop right there while you're at the end of 6 feet. Piece of cake. Okay, your goal is to have your dog stop on this mat. Yep, while you're at the end of 6 feet. Piece of cake, right? Okay, so what's this dog's name? It's a good idea to know who you have at the end of the lead right there. So we're going to go with Rain today? Yes. Okay. So Bob. Okay. Take Rain down and back, please. Ooh, good stuff. Go with her. Go with her. Go. Rain. 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 Rain, rain. Oh, there it is. Rain, good job. Good job. Yay. Rain. There it is. Good. Okay, do that one more time. Ooh, nice. Okay, don't take too long here. Rain. 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 Good, good, good. Rain. Rain. Stand. Good. Rain. Oh, right there. Right there. Oh. Rain. Hey. Yes, that was so good. One more time. Rain, 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 rain. Good. Rain, rain. Look it. Yes, yes. Oh, rain, rain. I know you're a boxer. That's okay. Yes, yes. Look at all the good stuff there. That's fantastic. Yes, it is. Good job. Okay, take Rain all the way around. Try to weave through that stuff. And take Rain to the red target.
Should I unhook her?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Good, good, good. Just have fun, smile. Have fun, smile. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yay! Okay, let me have this dog. What's this dog's name? Okay, who do we have here? Eli. Eli? Eli? Oh, that's good stuff, Eli. Okay, take Eli down and back. Yay. Eli. 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 Can I borrow Eli for a second?
Yes. Do you want to do treat firm or not?
Nah, just hold that.
Okay.
Yay. Eli. Yes. You are my favoriteest dog in the whole world. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, yay. Oh, my goodness. Elevator going up, huh? Yes, elevator going up. It's elevator going up. Head straight. Head straight. Good job. Good job. Yes. Oh, you're such a good dog. You are such a good dog. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Good. I know. Grr, grr, grr. Yes, grr, grr, grr. Oh, yes, grr, grr, grr. Yes. Head straight. Very good. Head straight. Good. Head straight. Good. Good. Wow, you are amazing. You're amazing. Yes. Good. 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 Yes. Good. Very nice. Good job. Head straight. Good. Yes. Very nice. Good. Yes. Oh, you're so handsome. Head straight. Good. 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 Very nice. Head straight. Good. 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 Very nice. Good. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Good. Good. Head straight. Get that muzzle down. Get that muzzle down. Get that muzzle down. Good. Very nice. Very nice. Come on, let's go. Good, 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 good. Yay! That was good. Yes, it was. Over here. Over here. Good, 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 good. Let's go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. Here it is. Here. Oh, yes. Yes, tell me. Tell me more. Over here. Yes. Yes, here it is. Here it is. You want her? She's got the Westie. She's got the Westie. Yes, that's the one you want right there. She's got that Westie. Tell her what you think of that Westie. Yes, tell her. Good. Here goes. Oh, get the Chinese crested. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Yes. Oh, look at both of them going to kill each other. Wahoo. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. There's someone. Find someone. Find a new home. Get a new home. He says, over here. There's one over there. Yes, over here. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Yes. Tell them. Tell them. Yes. Tell them. Good job. Head straight again. Good. Head straight again. Good. Here we go. Did you find a new home over there? You saw that Westie lady though, huh? Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes. Head straight. Oh, that's good. Yes. Yes, good. 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 Good job. Very nice. Oh, you are my favorite dog. Ah! Ah! Good. Good. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at how handsome you are. Head straight. Good. Good. Head straight. Good. See, he didn't even respond to that. Good. Ah! Good. Ah! Good. Good. Very nice. Very nice. Ah! Get that head down. Good. Ah! Good. Good. Here we go. Head straight. You ready? 1. Are we going? Here we go. Head straight. Head straight. 2. Ah! And 3. Good. Good job. Good job. There we go. There we go. Good. 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 There we go. There's the Westie lady. Where's that dog? Let's go over here. Good. Do we want to go home with her? Okay. Do we want to go home with her? There we go. Look at all these dogs over here. Oh my goodness. Those are all for you. All of them are for you. Yes. Yes. That's so good. That is so good. Head straight. Good. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Look at that one. Look at those cool eyes. Look at those cool eyes. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's huge. What the heck is that? Is that a horse or is that a dog? I don't know. Ooh, this one's sexy. Yes. Oh my goodness. Think about the puppies there. Oh, that would be fun. Yes. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. If I only had a brain. Da, 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 da. Good. 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 Very nice. Good job. Yes. Hey. Oh, look at you. That was fantastic. Yay. Come and get your trained dog. Do you guys see the difference?
With what? You and me? Yeah.
Okay, let's see down and back. Let's do it over here. Nice, easy down and back. Go with mom. Here we go. Yes, yes. Good job. Yes, I know. Good job. Good job. There it is. Okay, take this dog all the way around. Good, good. Good hand signals. Good hand signals. Good, 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 good. Very nice. Good job. Yay, praise the heck out of him. Okay, now go ahead and pick him up and do the head straight. Just keep him in a head straight. Hold him and keep him in the head straight. Yep. Or if you want to lay on the ground, either way. Okay, so let's relax for a second. What did you guys notice the second time he came out? After I had him on the table. He was calm and he was focused. He was more willing to engage with me. The first time I brought him over, he still wanted to go kill and play and stuff like that. So what I did is I put him on the table, took him off the table, put him on the table, took him off the table. Head straight, head straight, head straight. Then I brought him over here, brought him over there, let him see everything that was going on. Every time I felt a little tension, I did the head straight again, did the head straight again, did the head straight again. Second time I brought him over here, he wanted to engage with me. He forgot about what was going on over there. So when you have a situation where you have a dog that wants to engage in something, there's a reason for that. Could be in a situation where he wants to go into protection mode. Could be that he's trying to bluff everybody, saying he's the big kid on the block. But what I let him know with that head straight position is I got this. I'm in charge. Is it going to be fixed overnight? Probably not. But that is something that's going to be a tool for you to get to that point. You know, if you bring him to an area where there's other dogs and you walk up and down where the dogs are, when you feel that tension, do head straight. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit the ring, but I want you to go first, and I want you to walk past everybody. And if you feel any tension whatsoever, I want you to do the head straight. Okay? Good, good. You don't have to like throw them in their mouth or anything, but just if you feel tension, do the head straight. Good, good. And tell him good. If he's doing good, tell him good. Good. Very nice. He didn't even look at the boxer that time. Okay, so right here, I want you to put him on the ground and gate him out of the ring. Quickly, go. Don't waste any time. Go. There it is. Look at that, guys. That was fantastic. Yes. Okay, so take a look at your dogs. Wow. Wow. You're going to start learning about stages in the ring. So stage 1 is that little blue target before you get into that ring. If you get connected with this dog and you're fun and you get this dog to do a task right there, you're connected when you walk into this ring. If you don't put any effort into stage 1, stage 2 is going to be really difficult. If you're connected when you get to stage 2, then you're connected already and you look like a team. And all you have to do is keep that connection to stage 3, to stage 4, to stage 5, to stage 6. And if you do that, when you're done, you and that dog look like a rock star out there. And you will be the epitome of what that judge needs to see. If at any point in time you break that connection at any of these stages, and you'll learn more about the importance of these stages as we go on through the week, but if at any point in time you do not put the effort into these stages, you break that connection, and it is very possible that you do not have that connection at that next stage. How important is it for you to be connected throughout the whole time in that ring? So that's how you lose dog shows. So if you guys want to practice losing, disconnect, disconnect, disconnect. If you want to practice winning and showing the judges what they need to see, then start focusing without your dog. What do I need to do here to make my dog happy and fun? Now, let's say I have a dog, and my dog will be attached to my leash. I'll have an imaginary dog, and I'm going to put this on my pinky, just like that, and I'm going to wind this up in my left hand, back and forth, just like this. You can create a little tension in the beginning with your right hand, just so you get used to this. But later on, I want you to be able to wind that up with little to no effort whatsoever. This needs to be something like learning how to drive a stick shift. In the beginning, you thought you were the only person in the world that was never going to drive a stick shift. Then you got a little cocky and say, yeah, I got this. And then you're on a hill with a car on your bumper behind you. So at this stage, as a retired handler, I do this without even thinking about it. And that's where you need to be for your dog, right there. So as I'm coming to this stage here, I want you to forget about the future. And what I mean by that, I want you to forget about what is applicable in the conformation ring. We're just training our dog. We're just having a fun day. We're not trying to figure out how we're going to apply this to what we're going to do with that conformation ring. Because everybody's going to say, well, there's going to be people there, there's going to be dogs there, the judge is not paying attention. You're going to come up with all these excuses of why you can't do this. Forget about that. Etch a sketch that out of your head right there. I want you to just look at this stage and say, I want my dog to have fun here. That's all I care about. So if I have fun here, I lead my dog to this target. Touch, yes, that's a good job, yay! And I'm having good time, and I'm moving and dancing around like this, good energy right here. And then I shake my hand, and I walk backwards, and I step away from my hand. Now I'm going to go to that target. Woohoo! Yay! Here we go, here we go. Come on, touch. Yay! And I have my dog touch this target right here. Am I connected? Mm-hmm. Yes. Where did I get my connection?
Up here. Up there.
Trick question. At your crate. I know. That's just Eric. I'm sorry. Remember I said I'm going to have fun at the next exercise. Okay, so ground zero at your crate, that's the energy you're putting into this. When you're here at stage 1, you're connected, you're having fun, you come over to stage 2. Now stage 2 is going to be different for all of you in the groups that we're going to separate you into. So we're going to come in according to speed, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stage 2s right here. Now notice there's a blue, a yellow, a red, an orange, and a purple. There's a blue, a yellow, a red, an orange, and a purple. So this means all you have to do is learn what color you're on stage 2. And then go to the next stage and stand on that same color. Isn't that much easier than the last workshop you did? Okay, now as people advance, everybody should advance. If I say go to the next target, then you go to the next target. Like this person who's at the purple will come around and stand on that purple. Okay, let's everybody advance. So who's ever on the orange is going to come around to that orange. Who's ever standing on the red is going to go to the red. Isn't that easy? So you just advance like that. I simplified it for everybody.
Thanks for coming in according to my speed or my dog's speed?
Your dog speed. Yeah, because that varies way too much in the dog show world. You have some people that should be showing lots of Pekingese out there. Okay, so you're going to come in, you're happy, you have good energy, you hit the target, and you remember your target right there, but you also need to not be so focused on your dog that 3 people have cleared in front of you and you're still standing on your color. You have to be aware. So your head's on a swivel. I can be engaged with this dog, make my dog do whatever I want it to do, but not look at this dog. I can see it out of the corner of my eye right here. I know, way too difficult. Like I said, it's fun for me when I said fun. So after we do this, then what we're going to do is eventually we'll be over to this side. The whole group will be onto this side over here. And I just want to see you in the relationship with your dog. I don't care about perfect. Fun is the priority. And again, fun means for me. So I want to see you just take your dog down and back. I don't care what you do when you get here. Okay, you don't have to do anything perfect here. Then I want to see you take your dog and I want you to pick a target, like that fan. I want this dog to stand with you facing that fan, right here on this platform. Then I'm going to shake my hand, bring my dog this way, and I want this dog to stand on this target, so I'm facing that way. Shake my hand, bring my dog around like this, invite my dog onto the target, facing this way again. So that means 2 times facing that way, 1 time facing this way. So you're alternating each time. Yeah. You're going to visualize this while you're sitting there, and then you're going to practice this without your dog first. After I say, yay, good job, little buddy. Then you're going to take your dog, woohoo, with lots of energy, good communication, back to stage 10, which is the actual crate. Once you're away from the presence of your dog, then you can go, that was fun. Once we're done with everybody in the ring, then the next group comes in. Does anybody have any questions? Simple. Now, what is the purpose of this exercise? The purpose of this exercise is to show you that as long as you're having fun, nothing else really matters. It doesn't make a difference what you do. The dogs don't care. But if they're having fun, that's all that matters. That's the only thing that matters. So it's your job to be that leader, to work on your communication, figure out what we need to do to strengthen all that stuff, and you'll find you're actually going to become better trainers when you're not working with your dogs, because then you can think about this stuff. You're going to realize how much you guys are putting pressure on these dogs by focusing on these dogs too much. And then once you understand that and can identify that, now you can break away from the rest of the herd and become an actual trainer that will get these dogs to work for you. Okay, questions? Okay, don't have such looks of despair and fright. Remember, we're doing this because it's fun, right? Yeah, we love doing this. And the more fun you're having and the more genuine your smile looks, the more your dog thinks you're under control. The more you look like you're about to walk off a cliff, the more the dog is like, I ain't following you. So let's make it fun. Get that energy up. I don't care if the dogs are out of control. I want them to be out of control. We're going to learn how to bring that control down. Don't try to overpower this dog. Let him have fun. Let him play. Let him have a good time out here. We will slowly start to tighten that up a little bit where we have more ability to control calmness and that high energy right there. Right now, just have fun. All right, so I want everybody to come in as a group We're not going to split up into groups. Come in, walk the course, figure out what you're going to do. And then when you go back out, I'm going to separate you into 3 groups. Okay, so come on in, try to figure this out. And you got that little dog, right? Yep. I don't want to see any swinging this one around.
No, but she's got to run a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good thing she's got those long legs.
Well, I was going to say, when she was born, it's like, you're going to have a big, fast-running dog. Good. Ooh, nice job. Wow. Yeah, I taught her that. Okay, let's get these next 3. Don't mess up.
Right.
I am so proud of you. Good job. Okay, next one.
You got to move faster, though. Your dog is
Uh-huh.
super fast. 45 miles an hour.
Look at all the ringside experts over here. Good job. This is like a real show, huh? Beautiful. Whoa, look at that. Ah. Okay, pop this dog out. How many do we have left here? Okay, so let's bring the next group in. May we have the bulldog, please? Good, 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 good.
She's like, whatever.
Here we go. Big smile, big smile. Good, 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 good. Shake that hand. There it is. Oh, you're so pretty, as you are. Okay, let's see the next 3 targets. She's a pretty girl. Yes, yes. And over. Yes. Good job. Yay. Okay, next one. Woohoo. Yes, step out of your comfort zone. Be wild and crazy. Yoo-hoo! Yay! Okay, next one. Next target. Next target. Woohoo! 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 Yes, there it is. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, bring her out. Lots of power and energy. Lots of power and energy. Woo! Yes, 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 yes. That was awesome. What I want you guys to do is start to get comfortable with your leashes. And so tonight, what you're going to do is you're going to just learn how to wrap these up so you have this nice and neat, like this in your hands. If you want to let out a couple of loops, you can do that. You want to let out the rest of the loops, you can do that. And you can wind this up just by going like this. You're just going back and forth. And it's going to take some practice, but I want you to get used to that. The more you do this, the more this will get softer. You can put saddle conditioner or anything like that on it, and that'll be helpful too. But you have to get comfortable letting the leash out and bringing it back. The reason why I want you guys to have this as second nature is because this is one less thing I want you thinking about. Oh, I got to let out 2 loops. Oh, I got to let out 3 loops or anything like that. Because that's taking brain capacity away from what you've got enough stuff to think about. I want this to become second nature. So when you're binge watching that TV show, I want you to have this leash in your hand, or you go to the salon, you're getting your hair dyed or whatever. Well, I mean, nobody does that. But you go to the salon or you go to the spa, take this with you and entertain the folks at the spa and just let it out and roll it back up again. Get comfortable with this. You can watch some really, really good pros where they're letting leash out, they're bringing leash in, and it looks effortless. And that's where you need to be. There'll be some times where I want all 6 feet out, sometimes where I want 4 feet out, sometimes where I want it less than that. But you're going to learn when to make it at that point. But if you get your muscle memory developed, you're able to do that whenever you want to do that. If you wait till you need more lead and you haven't practiced this and this is not second nature, it's going to look very awkward. So don't do that. All right, so that's the first thing. Now, the next thing is that today I want you again to promise you are not going to be perfect. Does anybody have a problem with that? Okay, good, good. So you're all very confident that you can follow that right there, those requirements. Good.
Hello, Stephanie. Before sharing some insights about training with Eric Salas, may I say a few words about you?
Yeah, of course.
Am I correct in saying that you're a dog owner, handler, and trainer?
Yes, that's right.
And though you previously owned retrievers, you're currently the owner of Sunny and Hellboy, two Rhodesian Ridgebacks.
Yes, that's right.
How did you find Eric Salas, and when did all this journey begin?
Well, I found Eric online. I followed his training and his training method. He has an own YouTube channel where he shares a lot of his knowledge for free. So I found him online in 2017 when we were looking for some training opportunity for our Sonny. And I met Eric the first time in March, end of March 2017.
Do you prefer the face-to-face training or the online training? What works for you?
Well, my preference is that I like to train face-to-face because I learn the most when there is a trainer who is actually able to correct my mistakes right away.
I understand. Constructive criticism.
Exactly.
Can you tell me more about the head straight method that you implemented?
Yeah, sure. So Eric's method, the head straight method, focuses really on the control of the head of the dog. Because if you don't control the head of the dog, then you have no control over the dog at all. So this is the main part, and it sounds really, really easy to have control of the head, but it's really the most difficult thing that I've ever tried.
I know you make it look easy, but I know it's not easy.
No, it isn't. It's really hard, especially when you have a breed that is well-bred or a dog that is well-bred for the purpose. So the better the dog is bred, especially breeds that are bred to work independently, the harder it is to train them and the more you need the head straight actually.
So what differentiates Eric's head straight method to other methods of training?
Well, Eric has a holistic, or he teaches a holistic concept. That means it's of course a lot of discipline for the handler and for the dog, but he also tells you that it is required to get the full picture, to have proper exercises, the right nutrition for the dog, and of course to have a lot of fun during the training.
I think the fun has got to be top of the list.
Yeah, for the dog, of course.
Goes through.
Yeah.
Did this method of training improve your handling skills?
Oh yes, definitely. It brought my handling skills to a whole other level, because when I found Eric in 2017, I was lucky that he was in Europe at that time and he was traveling around, so I was able to, I think I attended 7 workshops all over Europe and also took private lessons to improve my handling skills. And the funny part, well, I don't know if it's funny, but we found out that every time when I attended a workshop or I took a private lesson, that I somehow had established another problem that needs to be fixed, and we had to work on that. So it was really good that he was in Europe and that I could attend the workshops, the private lessons, to really improve my handling skills to a level where he invited me finally after, well, I think 2 years, to participate in his Train the Trainer workshops, so that I eventually became a head straight trainer by myself. And this is how I now, well, analyze and help people fix problems that they have with their dogs.
And you hold your own workshops to do this?
Yes, right.
And that will encompass any breed of dog?
Yes. Well, I participated in all breed handling workshops, and I also train all breeds of that are, well, on the world, you know.
How, out of curiosity, which has been the hardest breed to train so far?
Well, so far, I think really the Ridgebacks that I had, they are quite stubborn, and they don't have this will to please. You know, when you, for example, have a dog that is bred to work together with a person, they are quite easy to train, and of course, the size of the dog also has an important role, because if you have a smaller dog, it's easier because everything is easier, you know, the handling is easier, and so I think from my perspective, really the Ridgebacks are quite hard to train in that way. Yeah.
Can you describe your way from March 2017 to the present time?
Yeah. So we started in March 2017 to train Sonny when we found Eric, and that was the year of the World Dog Show in Leipzig, in Germany. So our goal was to train Sonny for this big event, because it was the World Dog Show in our home country. So we trained him every day, and myself, of course, because I needed the training most. So we trained every day from March to November, and I participated in 3 workshops during that time. I took private lessons in the Netherlands, in Germany, and in the UK. And well, when the World Dog Show came, we finally made it. And it was amazing because, well, the 17-month-old dog, he really stood like a rock when he was examined by the judges, and he was best junior, and he even won the group in the main ring, group 6 of the juniors at the World Dog Show in Leipzig. And it was amazing to see that he wasn't fazed by the music or the dogs or other people. It was nothing that could distract him. Well, nearly nothing. Besides the Pomeranians, because he loved Pomeranians, these little fur balls, and it was very difficult to explain to him that we cannot have one of these for him, but that was the only distraction that we had at that time.
You obviously overcame it.
Yes, we overcame it.
I didn't see any news reports
No.
of missing Pomeranians. How did Eric's training help you in the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, I think it was very important for me to be less excited. So that means the more we practiced every step, and this is what Eric also says, when you really practice every day and you get the routine and you know what you are doing in the ring, then this really helps you, because it calms you down. It helps you not to be excited before you go into the ring, and that was very important, because when I'm excited, Sonny feels that, and he started to get excited as well, and that never helps.
From the World Dog Show to Crafts, what was the difference?
I think it was my excitement, because I was very excited when I was at the World Dog Show. And you know, it was 2017 when we had the first big success with him, besides all the national titles and everything that he has won. He also won the Best in Show Junior at the Amsterdam Winner Show in 2017. That was another big success that we had. But you could really see the difference between 2017 and Crafts, and that was, well, my handling at least, because all the years of training just fell into place, and I was so calm. It felt so easy, and I was really completely focused, and that was Sonny as well. Sonny was focused, he was calm, he was happy to work together with me. He didn't get distracted, and that was really a huge difference between the World Dog Show and Crafts this year.
My first images of Sonny in the ring blew me away. He had stepped up to a different level at Crafts, and the two of you worked like a pair of synchronized cogs, and I was truly amazed at what a performance Sonny put on.
Yeah, thank you.
So apart from the head straight training, what's the most important thing you've learned so far?
The most important thing that I've learned is that you must have a plan before you go into the ring, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So this is really, without a plan, it doesn't make any sense to enter the ring.
Sounds very wise. So if somebody wants to participate in one of these workshops and start using this new approach, how do they go about doing that?
Well, they can either book the workshop online on Eric's website and then fly to the US to participate there, or they can help him to find a facility near their hometown, for example, and help him to set the workshop up there and to organize it there, and then find participants so that he can come over from the US and have the workshop in their hometown, home country, wherever. So it's that easy. Just contact him through his website or via Facebook, and then you can set it up.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What was it like when you first started? Challenges, advice, biggest things you did wrong?
Well, I started at 8 years old, and some challenges that I had was I was very, very inexperienced. I didn't come from a family who showed any type of animal or anything like that, so I was very new to it all. Some advice that I got was like just here and there type of stuff. I either got a couple tips from people I either showed within the ring or some people I saw outside of the ring, but I never really had a mentor that I could train under frequently or go to often, which is why I was so thankful that I met Eric. Some biggest things I did wrong were definitely popping or jerking or having a tight lead. When I get nervous, I tend to lean onto that because I feel like the dog isn't listening to me, which I later learned from Eric that's the wrong signal to send to your dog, which is something that I still struggle with today. So I'm still working on that. If I could go back, I would go to the Eric Salas workshop sooner. But other than that, I wouldn't change a thing about my journey. I'm very, very thankful and grateful for the people that I show with and the judges that I've showed under, and for Eric especially.
What was it like when you attended your first Eric Salas workshop? What questions were answered?
I remember when I attended my first Eric Salas workshop, I was 9 years old, and I remember it was in Washington. I was not showing olive at the time. I remember that Eric was so nice, and the energy in the handling rings were just so positive and helpful. Some questions that were answered were definitely about my breed. I didn't know a lot about my breed standard or why a bulldog looked like a bulldog. So whatever questions I had about my breed standard, Eric would help me with that. He had me memorize and understand the entire breed standard, so that way I could know why I'm showing off this part of my dog. And it just really opened my eyes to about what the judges were looking for in that breed.
Where were you at before and after each workshop?
Well, before, I felt really happy to see Eric. I was very excited to see him, and I was also a little bit frustrated about whatever roadblock or problem that I was hitting at the time. But I also felt confident that Eric could help me figure out how to help that problem or prevent that problem. And after I felt very confident, and I also felt prepared because Eric would always send me with a schedule and a game plan to help me know that I can be confident in showing olive to the best of my ability, and for us to have the best teamwork at the next show coming in the 2, 3, 4 weeks next.
What peer pressure did you have at the breed ring and then in the junior ring?
Well, in the breed ring, definitely the peer pressure that I had on myself was I didn't really want the older, more professional, more experienced adults to think that me, an 8-9-year-old kid who had very little inexperience. Like, I didn't want them to think that I was just some kid doing it just for fun. I really wanted to be competitive and passionate in the sport. So that was really the peer pressure that I had on myself for me. And in the juniors ring, also a lot of older handlers. I know amazing young adults who are 16, 17, 18 years old, and they show beautifully, but they also have a lot more experience than I do, and they also show some flashy breeds like golden retrievers, English setters, all type of that. And I had a bulldog, so that was the struggle that I had a lot. Was I wanted to make sure that I looked as good with the bulldog at 12, 13 years old now compared to the 17, 18-year-olds who had golden retrievers or flashy dogs like that. And Eric helped me come up with 5 different positions that I could use for Olive to show off her best parts of her and show off our best skills. And that helped me tremendously. I feel like now that is my best skill in the ring, is having so many different positions on showing Olive off. If the judge was between me and another person, I could easily switch into a different position that looked even better, and then even better, and then even better. So that was that really made me feel like I had my own advantage for once, and that felt really nice. And I'm very thankful that Eric taught me how to do that.
What was your experience like at the garden?
It was absolutely amazing. It was very loud and big, and there were a lot of people, but it was very fancy at the same time. The first time I went to the Piers in New York City, I was so overwhelmed by a lot of it because of the noise and because of a lot of people. So I felt like I didn't really know what I was doing at some of the time. But then the second time I got to go back, Eric helped me have a game plan that went monthly, weekly, daily, and even 5 minutes before I went to the ring, that covered all of the steps that happens in the ring and all of the things that helped me have the best teamwork with Olive. And I'm telling you, that helped me so much, and clearly it worked because I got to go to the finals at Madison Square Garden, and it was even more breathtaking. And I can't even explain how great it was, and how Eric helped me so much. So I really appreciate him for that.
How did the private sessions help?
The private sessions helped me because I could focus on my breed, definitely. In a group seminar, he would cover topics that would cover all different types of breeds, all shapes and sizes, but I really liked how when I had the privates with Eric, he could help me focus on my breed standard. He had me memorize it and understand it to the point, and he helped me show off the good parts on Olive, and help me become a student of the game, and help me understand what the judge was looking for and how the judge could see the best parts of Olive very easily.
How did the online sessions help?
The online sessions definitely helped me because I could see what I was doing wrong. When I'm with Eric in person, I cannot see what mistakes I were making, or if I had too tight of a lead, or etc. And I loved how when I sent videos, if he said, for example, you popped at this time, I could go back into the video and I could see what I was doing, and I could keep in mind the next time I practiced, I wouldn't do that again. I also loved how we could both work on my mistakes together, and we could both see, and I loved how we could stay in contact so often because we live so far away from each other.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes. I wanted to say that no matter how many Eric Salas workshops you go to, you learn something new every single time. Some people think that if they go to one seminar, they know everything by the end of it, and that's really not the case. I've been to a good amount myself, and I tell you, I learned so much information from these classes. I remember I went to a grooming one, And I didn't really think that I would learn much because I didn't think a bulldog really needed that much grooming, and I was really wrong. It turns out that a bulldog actually needs a lot of attention and care to trimming and brushing and the health of their coat. So I was totally blown away by it and how much information I got from just that part alone. And then handling was just a whole different story. And I also wanted to say that if you're not in just showing in conformation or juniors, but you also do rally, obedience, agility, dock diving, and if you even just want a pet that can listen to you and obey you well, please go to Eric Salas. Eric himself is just so amazing. He's an incredible handler. He is such a nice person. He has helped me and Olive so much in our teamwork and our communication with each other, and I would not be where I am without him. He deserves so much of the credit that I get. Behind the scenes, he's just amazing to work with. I wouldn't have it any other way. And if you are looking to have good communication with your dog, please go to Eric Salas.
Because I'm going to have Brielle demonstrate a couple of key little tips. Like the other thing that was in there besides the finale is the gaiting. Now, many of you are doing really well with that, but there's some tips that are going to make it go much easier. First of all, some gaiting skills. So what I want you to do, Brielle, is I would like you to take Olive and demonstrate how to go and weave through these cones or dots or spots or whatever. And what I want you guys to notice is Brielle's going to shake her hand and say, okay, a command is coming. Palm direction goes like this. That means she wants the dog to go where? Away. Shake your hand, forward. Shake your hand this way. She wants the dog to cross on this side of those cones or those spots. Okay, Brielle, let me have a nice demonstration. Only worry about the 3. Don't worry about the other one. Otherwise, you'll take out the camera. Okay, so she shakes her hand. She's backing up. And remember, this is a bulldog. Stand up. Good. Good. See how that dog's following that hand? Good. Good. And stand.
Good girl.
Ta-da! Give her a hand. Now, it's very important that that palm direction is where you want the dog to go. And I would suggest that Brielle did a really good job with this, that when you're practicing weaving in and out of targets like that, you always start off with the dog hitting the target with their left shoulder, because you can take this straight into agility. Because when you enter the weave pulls with your dogs, you start off with that on the left shoulder right there. So now you're ready for agility right off the bat. And rally, exactly. So that was beautiful. Now, one thing I'm going to do to work with you on a correction is you're going back to the scrunching stuff, and that's what's pushing her away. Too much pressure. This dog, cover her ears for a second. She is a butthead. She doesn't like, yeah, don't give me that look. She just gave me stink eye. But she doesn't like pressure. And so when Brielle goes like this, that's pressure right there. Use your posture. Stand up straight, communicate with this hand. She's not a beginner dog. It's beneath her if you do baby step things with her. You're standing up straight, you're shaking your hand, you can go like this. The slightest little bit of movement, and she's going to catch that. To demonstrate this, what I want you to do is I want you to gate her inside these spots, and I want you guys to notice when Brielle shakes her hand, how slight she moves that palm before Olive makes that left-hand turn.
So in between the fence and the orange.
So right in here on the inside.
Okay.
Okay, and then just before you get to where that line is, I want you to shake your hand, and I want you to make a left-hand turn and bring her over by the blue object over there.
Go, go.
Get your hand out further. There you go. Okay, so she shakes, turns. And see how the dog is not even looking, but can feel that right there. So after you've been doing this for a while and the dog's been doing this for a while, all they have to feel is that turn of your palm, and they know they're going to make that turn like that. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and bring her back to me, and I'm going to be a non-baiting judge. So you have to give me a finish right here.
Okay, right in front of
Yep.
With the non-baiting, you can still make the dog think you got baited.
No, the non-baiting judge is not going to participate. You have to create the finish.
you. Stop. Atta girl. Look at me.
Good. Okay, now notice that the dog is far away, and I can see the dog nice and clear right here. That's what you want to do on a non-baiting judge. Now, if we're going to do a baiting judge, what's your dog's name?
Olive.
Olive. So you want to hand the judge the bait. She knows how this works. And it takes 2 people to train the dog how to do this. Absolutely, sexy girl. Okay, let me have a down and back, and you're going to come back to me as a baiting judge.
Hey. Over here.
She says, why do we have to walk down there? He's got the treats right here.
Ollie. I'm walking. I'm walking. There we go. There we go. Good. Good. I'm right here. Good. Now walk.
So the person who's playing the judge walks forward like this. As she turns, Olive, very nice. See how she's at the end of 6 feet right there? And the dog's right in front of me. Good job. Let's do that one more time.
Okay.
It usually takes about 3 times each session before the dog starts to get comfortable and familiar with this.
Good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So I'm going to walk forward like this. Get her attention so she's focusing on me and not the handler.
There you go.
Oh, a little spit coming out there. A little drool. There you go. Good job.
Good girl, Ollie.
That was fantastic.
Good girl, Ollie.
Okay. Now, to really start to train a dog to have perfect free stacks, you have to, you'll start on one side of the room, go to the next side of the room. So bring her over to that side. And what you're going to do is get her focused on your lead hand, lean forward, walk backwards, and stand. Doesn't make a difference what the dog is doing at this point. You're just going to use your body the way it's supposed to be. Now do that again. Lean forward, walk backwards, and stand. Good. Give her a treat. Okay, now right from where you're at, lean forward, walk backwards, and stand. You're going to head to the other side of the wall or room. Yeah. Don't give her a buffet this time. Man. You want a Guinness too, or? My goodness.
I don't even give her that big of a treat. She just wants to
Really?
eat it all over again.
Okay.
Ollie.
She's doing, she's regurgitating it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ollie.
Very nice. That was good. Okay. Again. Beautiful. Look at that stack, guys. Okay, give her a treat. When she's ready, swing her around and go back that direction.
Right here. Good girl.
Very nice. Look at how beautiful that stack is. Okay, do it again. No, doesn't matter. They're going to conform to you. So as you notice, I mean, that is like as perfect as it gets right there. That's beautiful. Okay, do it again. Beautiful. Okay, reward her. Yes, good job. So if you want to teach perfect stacks, lean forward, walk backwards, and stand. And when you're doing this, I have the leash in what hand? Left hand, right? The treat is in the left hand with the leash. So it's right here, and I'm saying, here's the treat. You can't get to it. See where my stop sign is? My stop sign is perfectly in line with the nose of that dog and that treat. It's not like this. Because that way they see the treat and they don't see the stop sign. It's got to be up here, and then the stop sign is there. Lean forward, walk backwards, and stand. Beautiful. Praise the heck out of her right there. Okay, so when we're going to make a turn over there, signal, turn. We get to this, then it's signal straight. We go to this corner, signal, turn. Signal, straight. And you can make your dog do whatever you want to do. Practice free stacks, lean forward, walk backwards, and stand. When we're taking off and getting ready to go, walk backwards as you're standing up. And then once your dog is straight, you step away from your hand and you go. And that prevents them from rushing out in front of you. Okay, so the question was on the pattern L, do you have to switch? I'm going to show you exact.
Not switch, turn around in the corners.
Let me show you. Okay? Much easier this way. I'm going to do it nice and I'm going to show you correctly. Okay. Okay, so here's my judge, that black chair right there. I shake, the dog's in the center of the judge, I step away from my hand. Now my palm is headed this direction because I'm stepping away from my judge. I'm going to shake my hand, I'm going to turn my palm, and that tells my dog to turn. Shake my hand, go straight. Now I want my dog to be on the judge's side, so I'm going to back up from here, just like a normal down and back. When my dog is straight, I switch hands. See how easy I did that? So here, I'm going to let my dog go past me, and I'm going to switch hands to go this way. And then I'm going to come back over to my judge, and because my dog doesn't like to be a baiting dog, I'm going to be a non-baiting judge. And ta-da! And there you go. Perfect, huh? It was amazing, wouldn't you say? Oh, okay. So the question is, how do you get that energy up, but not make it so they're so spastic that they're jumping on you? If I have a dog that's kind of like just falling asleep on me, then if it's a terrier, I usually go, rawr, 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 and that usually fires a terrier right up. But if it's not a terrier, I'll go, good, 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 good. And I bring my voice level up and shorten my words. If I have a dog that's being spastic and I want to kind of mellow it out a little bit, good, good, good. And I start to bring that down. So you can use body, voice fluctuation, your own energy level, start moving around, dancing around. You can get that energy back up again, not yawning or, But you're going to learn, try different parts of your body, moving your hand. Just don't do this thing like you saw, in that other video. Okay, what else do we got? Yes. Okay, next dog, come on in, please. Boy, this is a tough crowd for a comedian. Okay, your palm is facing the wrong way. There you go. Turn. Beautiful. Shake your hand. Palm, good. Palm, good. Palm, good. Palm, good. Palm over, good. That was fantastic. Give her a hand, guys. Next dog, please. So you shake your hand. Good. Guys, don't move forward because you're not going to weave through. Turn. Beautiful turn. Good. Now weave back and forth. Nope, the other way. Like that. Yep. And then back again. Good. Back over. Good. That's perfect. Look at the dog respond. Give her a hand. Beautiful job.
You want color on there, open here. Just about right.
Here now, yeah, this together. That's what I think at work because I was better
Wait for your work is. You don't want to ever see that right there? You don't ever want to see that. It's like little grains of grass. But you want this hard stuff coming around on the side when you come to college. And then from the shoulders straight down, where those legs are going to go. You don't want those to you see that right there. Get this hair clean so it's tight. Keep the head right here. And this stuff all comes out of here, and that way the test can see the beautiful planes right there. So I'll take all this stuff like right here tight. You have this plate here and this plate here, which is right. When you have all this hair up here, you can't see those plates. And it's very important to have a gradual stop in this breed because that will connect this portion of the head to the front portion of the head, which is going to give you a stronger, more aggressive bite. If you have more of a distinctive stop, now that creates two sections of the head. You have this section and this section, and this is a weaker bite. It's not as strong. If you think about an alligator has no stop. Right. It just goes straight through like that. And that has a very powerful job. But if you have something like a Labrador Retriever, where you have more of a distinctive stop, then that doesn't transfer the energy all the way through. So what happens is all your energy is here, so you really don't have that great yeah? And that's what that means. So it's damage burns. So it's real important to accentuate that there's hardly a stop right there. And if a judge knows about that rate, they'll understand you have very powerful bites. So strong jobs right here. You can punish your bite. You need work at
So here's where I always get.
You want a happy dog who's super excited to go to work? Yes. Then you come to Eric. If you want a Moby, that's what I say. People always think that this dog, yes, came the way he was. That he came out of the gate, ready to get those best in specialty wins, ready to be best veteran, waking up every day excited to please me, and that cannot be further from the truth. Stay. This dog was difficult, yes. He is hard-headed. He is an independent thinker, and we were struggling. We have been through it all. Release. This dog has been excused from the ring. He's been good. Yes. He would growl at judges. He would not stand for exam. I couldn't get him to go around the ring. Oh my goodness. He would walk out one day and get best in specialty show, and then the next day he would decide that he didn't want to work, and we would get excused. Yes. He was so reactive that I had people tell me that he had to be walked at 3 a.m. to avoid any sort of stimulation. That's good. Yes. He was so reactive that I had trainers tell me I had to put him down at 2 years old, that this dog needed to be euthanized because he was too much and he was untrainable. This dog wasn't untrainable. I just needed to be taught. I needed to be taught about my breed, about this dog and what drives him. Yes. And what makes it worth it to him. Why is this worth it to him? Because he's doing a great job and he's having so much fun. Stay. And he's getting fit. This dog is almost 11. He'll be 11 next month. And thanks to Eric, I know how to condition this guy, keeping him healthy and happy and going and showing until he's 10, 11 years old. Yes. That's why you come to Eric. You come to Eric because that's how you get a Moby. But it did not come overnight. And I just can't reiterate that enough to people, that this takes work. I've been with Eric, with this same dog, for 9 years now. Yes. Good job! Are you ready? Are you ready? Because it takes work. It takes work to learn about my breed. This is Grace Saikoski with Module 1's homework, and today we're going to talk about Dalmatians really quick. The Dalmatian is a super ancient breed with potential origins in ancient Egypt or India, but we think it truly developed in the Croatian, Balkan, Mediterranean region, mostly due to the landscape, which I'll get to in a second. Today, what we know as the modern Dalmatian was really fully developed in the UK in the 17 to 1800s. The coolest thing ever, these dogs were originally sentinels guarding the borders of Croatia and the Balkan area against ancient Roman invaders. Romans were constantly invading the Balkan area from pretty much the 4 BC to the 1700s, so these dogs were used for thousands of years as border patrol. Wildly cool. They were also used as sentinels, messengers, companions, and hunters for the family. Why Dalmatians? Let's take a look at this landscape. As Eric helped point out to me a few years ago, look at this landscape. It's rocky, it's got scrub, it's got stone, it's very kind of barren and deserty. Case in point, now try to find the Dalmatian. This was really the main reason I wanted to make this little video, is because I really wanted to show this picture that I took of Moby at the beach. He is impossible to find in this driftwood. His coat is camouflaged perfectly, serving a beautiful example of what this dog was meant to do and the purpose of this coat. And there's a little hint for you in case you were just screening your eyes at this magic eye puzzle. But again, amazing source of camouflage. So just a quick recap, mostly their original purpose was to guard against Roman invaders. They were gypsy dogs. They traveled with caravans, guarding families, guarding horses. Then later in the 17 and 1800s, the British brought them back to England. The Victorians loved how flashy they were, and they served as reverse camouflage, eye-catching decoration that also guarded their carriages as they went across the terrain to commute. They were used as war dogs all the way up through World War II. Interestingly, they were used heavily in the Balkan Wars as messenger dogs and sentries. And Lieutenant Colonel Richardson, actually, who fought in the Balkan Wars, used Airedales and Dalmatians to officially develop a canine warfare program. So these dogs were actually like the precursors to our modern day Malinois and Shepherds, which I think is wildly cool. Along with the carriage dogs, they were heavily used later as the fire escorts, firefighters, because fire trucks were horse-drawn carriages originally. And again, just as a quick visual, like from top to bottom, it's very difficult to see the dog on the top slide, then super easy to spot a white dog in a Pacific Northwest forest on the bottom. So it goes to show the dual purpose of that coat, something I notice all the time. What breeds make up this breed? We're not 100% sure, and that is something I still need to do more research on. So far, current theories are that it's a cross between a couple different Cretan hounds, which looks plausible given this dog's makeup, but possibly with some other endurance running dogs. Basically a variety of hunting scent hounds. The FCI categorizes them as a scent hound and related hound, so that is plausible that there is just hound in there. Genetic tests from 2017 reveal that they are genetically very close to a Weimaraner and sporting pointers, but those were pretty recent breeds developed in the 1900s, so I'm going to need to do more digging to find out what makes up those and what goes back further. They're also potentially related to the Bracco Italiano, which is the oldest documented pointed breed, and that does have some roaning and ticking and patching along with hound categories, so that's plausible, but I definitely need to do more research. You've probably all seen this, and I can provide a link, but this was the dog genome project they did a couple years back in 2017. It shows the Dalmatian is mostly genetically related to the flat coat and Weimaraner, but that could be due to the recent heavy influence of England in their development. The modern Dalmatian and the stud book were all really established in England, so that is. As a quick aside, we think that the Great Dane has some influence in the Dalmatians' development, but it's important to note they are not related in the coat genetic terms. A Dalmatian coat is genetically not the same as a Merle or Harlequin coat. So more research is needed for me about when that changed, but kind of it's an interesting side on the spotting, so we need to research that more. For the foot placement in our current standard, when viewed from the front, the feet should be parallel and fall under the shoulder. The hind, when viewed from the rear, should be parallel to each other, but the outer toe of the front should be in line with the inner toe on the rear, making a slight outward angle. When they gait, they have a tendency to converge and single track as speed. I definitely have more research to do on diving into other breeds. So what made up some Roman breeds, some Great Danes and the Weims, to see how Dals fit into that and where did they become formalized? What did England do to help propagate this breed? And Moby wants to know if couch camo counts as real camo. It takes work to work on our relationship and our communication, and it takes work to learn how each other are going, you know? It also, yes, takes work to learn about dog shows and my breed. So, yes, I can't talk and work my dog. Yes, good job. You come to Eric if you have a dog that won't stand for exam, if it won't go around the ring, if it hates judges with earrings. All of that nonsense is just nonsense. It's filler and excuses. And what you learn with Eric is that it's filler and excuses, because what matters is if you have a relationship with your dog. And when you understand your breed's history, its drives, its instincts, and you learn how to fulfill those, you build a relationship. And when you learn how to communicate with your body and your hands and your energy, that's how you communicate. It's like taking riding lessons. You don't go hop on a horse one time and enter a barrel race and then call it good, or a hunter competition and then call it good, and you're not a professional. You know, you're a professional. It's a lifelong pursuit, and living with our dogs is a lifelong pursuit for them, hopefully. So this is a lifestyle training, lifestyle training situation. It takes work every day. It takes work training my dog, just a little bit, you know, but it's every day. It takes work researching. I dedicate at least an hour a week to doing my dog show homework, to learning about my standard of my dog, or a dog show, or other breeds or structure. You get so much more, but you have to be willing to have an open mind as a student to work and learn. And that's how you get a Moby, you know? And we're not perfect by any means. He still makes me cry. We still have difficulties, and Eric is there to translate. He's my relationship counselor with this dog, and he's been the relationship counselor for so many other dogs. So the difficult bad ones, you learn that those are wonderful, wonderful dogs. That you learn that the words stubborn and hard-headed, and that those are words that people throw around, and you learn to hate those words because you hate the implication that's in it. This dog is not stubborn to spite me. This dog is an intelligent thinker, and he's self-serving for good reasons. And we learn about that. So you come to Eric to have a relationship with your dog, to win. I guess I should have started with that. Do you want to win at show ring? Go to Eric. That's how you win. You get 6-foot free stacks. You get beautiful poses. You get solid gaiting. You get a smooth presentation. Yeah, it's amazing. And you get attention and accolades, but more than that, you get a happy dog. A dog who's excited to go to the confirmation ring. He loves it when we load up the crate for dog shows. How many people can say that about their dog? Because he knows that when he goes in, he's going to do the best job, because he's the best dog and he's the best at it. And that's true, because Eric helps us make it that way. So come to Eric if you want to have a good time with your dog. There's so many more things, you know. I could go off, and every time I think about it, about how this training program has impacted my life, I start crying. So I will leave aside the personal impacts, the philosophical impacts, the impact he's had on this dog specifically. I'll set that aside and just say that if you want to win and you want to finish your dog and you want to learn a lot of cool stuff about how to be a great dog owner and live with your dog, then that's why you come to Eric. And you can tune in for the rest of the other fun stuff. You'll soon find out. So.
The first thing we want to do is we want to establish that we are more fun and more exciting than anything else in this entire building. Look at this spot right there. Yes, good job. Look at this spot over here, right there. Yes, good job. Look at this spot right here. Oh, there it is. There it is right there. Yes, good job. What's he doing? He's going everywhere I want him to go.
Everywhere you want him to go.
Why does Cole come to me but not to you?
Because you don't pressure him.
I don't pressure him. I don't expect anything out of him. He recognizes me with fun. And disrespect and pressure are the two evil spirits that keeps the dog from connecting from me. Oh, you're my baby. You're so perfect. Come on, let's go. What happened? I know. Come on, this way. Practice your head straight. See how easy this dog is trained? This way. Wait. Over here. Wait. Good, good, good. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, that's so good. Yes, it is. Good. Good job. Okay, let's go over to Mom. Good, good. Stop the eye contact.
I want you guys to, your name, where you're from, your breed, dog show history, and describe your journey on how you got here. And don't say a car or a busted car, but describe how you got into dogs and, you know, what went through your head at your first workshop, or your second, or your third, or your fourth, or your fifth, and how you got here today. Okay, starting with you.
All right, so my name is Ashlyn. I'm from Lumberton, Texas. It's about 2 hours away from Houston. My breed is Labrador Retriever. It's always going to be Labrador Retriever. My dog show history, I started in 4-H in 2016. My first show was in 2017 with a lab mix named Sweetie. 10 years old and did not want to do anything for me, so that was fun. And then I worked with a little mutt named Charlie for a while until I graduated. And then kind of my journey to here was I was kind of tired of doing the same old stuff for confirmation, because they did allow mutts to do confirmation. And I'm like, there's got to be more to this, because I keep coming out with ribbons, but I don't really know what I'm coming out for. So I was looking up different videos and stuff to see what I could do to improve my skills, and I found Eric, and I did, just in the 3 days, it helped me a lot just with the one show that we had done, and from that point on, we actually did better. Wasn't perfect, no, but I mean, it helped give me some foundation skills to bring into Heston. But there still was stuff I was missing with this dog. I like to have things perfect, and so I've got to learn that it doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to be fun, and that's kind of where I am at today, trying to be the cookie, have fun, and also have a great show dog. Love my boy.
And excellent at contributing videos.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well, I like showing off my boy.
There's no way I can do this without having my back to Eric and
Oh, yes, please turn your back.
and talk. No. And talk to all of you. My name's Julie. I'm from Springfield, Missouri, so it was a straight shot up I-44 with many bridges that were out to get here, and I didn't have nearly the trouble that most of you did. Happy to be here. My breed is a Siberian Husky. My dog show history, I got a Siberian because I grew up with fox terriers and swore I'd never have one because they were so noisy, and I loved them dearly. But, and now I'm rethinking that. But I was in the United States Army Band, and there were people who were with me who had Siberians, and I had seen one at a pet store and fell in love. You know, everybody's black and white, blue-eyed, and wanted one. And these two guys, a percussionist and a trumpet player, thought they would cure me of this. And so they called up and said, we're going dry land racing. We want you to come with us. And they took me out to Maryland at 3 o'clock in the morning and stuck me on a corner where everybody made a hard right turn and wiped out. And they gave me a handheld radio and said, stand here and write all the wrecks, call in the bib numbers, and we'll come get you for lunch. And about 10 o'clock, I got a radio call, and my last name was Smith at the time. And they said, hey, Smitty, how you doing? And I said, this is great. When can we come back? And you could just hear them, oh, what are we doing? So then, at the end of the day, they put me on a 3-wheeled rig. And I ran my first mile race, and it was all over. And I got my first dog from one of them. And then I got out of the Army Band, and I moved to Wyoming, and I thought I'll be able to race. Couldn't find anybody that would help me. So eventually, 15 years after I moved there, I got my first show dog, and it was from somebody who did race. And she was not a good mentor, but she did take me out for 2.5 years and put me on the trails on an ATV and then on snow. And so I've had that experience, and it's really made me appreciate a dual-purpose Siberian that can do what they were bred to do and be good in the showing. I'm also a performing musician, and so I could stand up in front of 1,000 people and play the oboe for you, but walking into the ring is like going naked into the circus. And it still is. And of course, my dog is a stubborn dog. Yeah. So my journey has been that I didn't have a mentor. I listened to everybody around me. Nothing worked. I finished champions, but I didn't know how I did it. And then I found Eric's workshop online and started to watch his videos. And I went to the 2-day How to Bond with Your Dog, or I don't remember what it was called. And I was so frustrated at the end of that, I literally thought I would either take this dog back to the breeder or drop him off at the pound on the way home. Not that I really meant that, but so we're here for like the 4th or 5th time, and there are incremental changes, but we are getting better and we're getting closer, and that's what I want more than I want ribbons. So that's my journey.
Her dog is so stubborn, it would be like me telling this dog to sit. It's not going to happen. Yes.
What is her dog's name? What's your dog's name?
Cole.
Cole. Okay.
You'll see a lot of Cole.
My name is Diane, and I am here from Lake City, Florida. I did live in Springfield for 3 years, but I'm here from Lake City, Florida, and my dog is Ava. She's a German Shorthair Pointer who is not screaming her head off right this minute, but could be at any time. Let's see, where are we? German Shorthair Pointer, dog show history. I started showing American Cocker Spaniels back in the early 90s. I had an excellent mentor at the time, Harriet Camps.
Oh, yeah. Camps Captain Cool.
Camps Captain Cool. I had some of his grandbabies. So I lucked out when I first got into it with just getting fabulous dogs from a woman who had been in the breed for forever. Yeah. She's in the Hall of Fame now for the American Kennel Club and the American Spaniel Club. So I spent a few years working with her with them. Got frustrated after a while. There's a lot of heavy politics, at least at the time, probably still, but I'm not familiar with the breed any longer. My dog, who I had sent out with a handler, came home from the weekend since I couldn't go with her eye patch dyed on one side of her face, which is a half face. And that was the last dog show we did for about 20 years. So I decided that I wanted to get back into it. Now that my kids are older, wanted a wash and wear dog because those Cocker Spaniels can take they're just so much work. You're going to take 10 times more stuff than I have dogs.
To make them look natural.
Right, to make them look just the way I think born that way. And a friend of mine breeds and shows German Shorthair Pointers in Long Island, New York. And she announced a litter. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to see. She has a waiting list. And I sent her a message, and she said, it was right as COVID was hitting, and she had already done the breeding when everything shut down. And she's like, well, a lot of people have dropped off my list. She said, if you want on, I said, I do. I said, the only thing, though, that I want, I said, because I'm willing to wait as long as I need to. I said, I want to show quality. I want a bitch. That's it. I said, if you don't get one, that's fine. I'll wait. She said, okay. And she had a tiny litter of 4 babies, and I got the number one bitchy girl in the litter. Our breeder said, she's a lot of dog. Here. So Ava is mine. No bad dog. Not too much bad dog. Just
You
she's
two
an
come a long
overthinker.
way.
Yeah, she's an overthinker.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry about
That's okay.
my back.
It's all right.
I'm Heather, and I am from North Jersey, just outside of New York. My breed is a Basenji, and you will probably hear him. As he's testing me to see if I'll come down.
What's his name?
Tej. Rhymes with hedge, but with a T. My dog show history. My first love is horses, and I competed in 3-day eventing throughout until I was about 20, and couldn't afford to keep a horse anymore. And didn't have a parent to drive me. So thank you to all the dog show moms.
All the dog show and horse show moms.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of them, and dads too. So, and I lived in the city for many years, and it's funny. I would watch Caesar Milan longingly, thinking I really want a dog, but it just the hours I was working just was not conducive for having a relationship with a dog. So finally, when I got pregnant with my son, we moved out to the suburbs, and to make a long story short, there was a point when he was 4 years old where we decided we were going to get a dog. And I was going to get a rescue. And if in North Jersey, I'm from West Virginia, so in North Jersey to rescue a dog is impossible.
It's really
it is, believe it or not.
New Jersey is not rescue dog friendly. It's very difficult.
And it's much of a retail rescue program. So we waited for 2 years, and my son is high functioning, but on the autistic spectrum. So he would get attached to a dog we were trying to meet, and it became too heartbreaking. And I said to myself, if this were a work problem, what would you do? And I said, I'd throw money at it. I went to a breeder and found a Basenji. Also, at the same time, we went for a Basenji. Ironically, one of the issues my son was having at that time was sensitivity to sound, so we couldn't have music in the house. And I knew a barking dog we wouldn't all be able to cohabitate. So I went with a Basenji, who is it was an interesting choice, but mainly under the illusion that it was for a hiking companion for me, and that the lack of barking would be more conducive for my son. And that's about as much thought as I put into it at the time. Ironically, we found a breeder nearby who had a Basenji, and she said to me, this is a show quality dog and you're going to have to breed her. And I was, at that point, I had been looking for a dog for so long, I finally said, fine. How hard could it be? And so I have this 6-month-old Basenji, and I will tell you, as much as I've struggled to figure out the kind of relationship I should have with my son, I've also struggled with that with my dog. What kind of relationship should I have with a primitive dog? Because they're all different dances, but it's a different dance. And the Caesar Milan stuff I had watched for years before, some of that was relevant, and then a lot of it does not earn the respect that one would need to earn with a dog like that. So, I swam and floundered. This was about 6 years ago. So I got my first Basenji 6 years ago. My co-breeder, or my breeder at the time, was supposed to show it. And she's an interesting bird. Been breeding for 15 years, but when I showed up at our first show and I had this tiny little sundress on, she said, "Oh, you're going to show it." And I was, it was sink or swim. And I went in and she won the class.
Wow.
But I mean, it was the puppy class. It was, it was what it was.
Right.
We had many more shows that we did not win anything. And she was a lot like my first pony, who was an Anglo-Arab, who would dump me over a fence every time I thought I knew more than she did. This dog knew way more than I would ever know about dogs. And she found how I was presenting her in the dog show room to be incredibly boring, and the routine and the repetition to be boring. So we learned a lot of tricks. And my goal was to put a grand on her. And we had some great moments and some very, very painful moments. But she's my dog. And she's a smart bird who continues to this day to teach me a lot. And is the mother of the dog I have with me now, Tej. So we're on our third litter. And her son Tej has been outproducing herself, which has been nice, because she's not a great show dog, but she's a brilliant dog. Just a brilliant dog and a brilliant mother. Tej, on the other hand, is a little more honest and straightforward and is a show off. So, again, when I ask him properly, and don't look at him, and show him the respect he deserves. And he's had a nice career, and we're kind of on a hiatus right now, trying to figure out what next. He's a great dog with a lot of heart, but not an uncomplicated dog, and not a push button dog.
What have you done with him in the ring?
She showed yesterday.
I know.
I puttered up to the dog show. Well, yesterday he went Hound Group 3, and he went Reserve, Owner, Handler, Best in Show.
Wow, that's great.
He hasn't shown since Westminster, and he took Breed there.
And that's it.
I mean, we're all at home cheering for
She
you.
says that so calm.
I know.
And it was funny because I'm sure we'll talk about it. It was mindset stuff. It was the first time when someone asked me about what I was going to wear, and I spent a lot of time thinking about that. I said, well, for Breed, this is what I'm wearing, and for groups, this is what I'm wearing. So I really did have two outfits. I'm usually one that likes to inoculate myself by self-doubt. So it's less painful when failure happens. That's not, oh, we're not going to do anything, And I just tried to take a different approach and have fun. And, he's a good dog, and we've had a decent career, but winning Westminster was not, is on the bucket list, and was not expected. But yeah, I had a second.
Her mentor was on her butt that whole journey.
Yes, and I even actually looked into having a pro handler put out, and he actually got me Andy Linton, which I couldn't have wanted a better pro handler than that. And I will say that one of the things, and I'll shut up after this, but one of the things about me is that I really don't want to see another person have the relationship with my dog that I want to have. So I'm a little selfish that way. And Annie's a heck of a shower. And not a lot of handlers will take a Basenji on. They're the top of the no, thank you.
Right.
I contacted about 8 really great handlers, and they wouldn't. He's a top 10 Basenji. He was in the top 5 at the time, and has a reserve vestige. And I have people that most of them wouldn't take him.
Wow.
Ones I really admire and respect. Andy did say he would do it, and I kind of decided at the last minute, no, I want to show my dog, and he was very gracious about it. But thank you for getting the best.
I know.
Yeah, and I could watch him for days, but I wouldn't trade that experience for. So. Thank you.
My name is Veronica Scribano. I come. Maiden name Capilupo. I come from Darien, Connecticut, and I drove here. Woohoo! My breed is the Leonberger, and I have a 4-year-old Leonberger and now a 1-year-old Leonberger. So the first time I got Finn, the older one, he was sold to me as a pet quality, and you guys have heard this before. You've been to masterclass. And his puppy teeth were off. And the breeder, who is really a very reputable Leonberger breeder, she won breed at Westminster 3 times with one of her Leos. And she said, he's not going to show. And he's also got a hooked tongue, so he can never tuck that tongue in. And then his adult teeth grew in. Okay, they're crooked on the bottom, but he's got the correct bite. I said, can I try showing? She goes, yeah, come on down to the show with me. So here I am thinking she's my mentor, and I'm points for her. So, but all the other handlers, and there's this wonderful group of Leonberger owners and handlers, really helped me. They said, lengthen your stride, do this, because I went in like this, and the dog just looked like that. They're like, lengthen your stride, do this, do that. And I think we got maybe a class ribbon once or twice. And then I finally said, you know what, I'm point fodder for these guys. They all invite me to the shows because I'm going to give them points. And I went online and researched all these different people who would teach you, and found Eric. And the owner of Finn's sister also took an Eric seminar. So she said, oh yeah, he's really good. So I went to one in Maine. It was a 2-day. And then one in Frenchtown, which I was still very, very beginner, very thick-headed. And there were 2 dogs in heat, and I was just overwhelmed. So I up and left. Meltdown. Total meltdown. And I was mad too, because I didn't go there to learn how to handle a dog that's not in heat. I wanted to learn how to show. And I don't think I could have handled it if I did stay. I knew I had to get out of it. Finn stopped eating, he had diarrhea, his eyes were rolling back in his head. But I understand that we have a dog in heat, and I'm going to take it a different way. But anyways, I started to get better with Eric's techniques. I went back to him, and we did online stuff.
What message did I send you after you left?
Nothing.
I waited a while, and then I said, when you're ready.
When you're ready, that's true. And I think it was maybe 4 or 5 months, and I texted him, I'm ready. Okay, I'm waiting for you. So I'm getting all teary. So I started beating my breeder, which was amazing for me. Oh, that was really good.
With your pet dog.
With my pet dog.
No longer point fodder.
Right. And she was like, wait, the judge pointed to you? That's literally what she said to me in the ring. He pointed to you? And so, it's a learning journey. Then I wanted to get a better quality Leonberger and found one up in Canada. Finn's breeder came with me. We picked out the pick of the male. And then when we got home, she said, I'm interested to see what his temperament is going to be like. He's got a gorgeous head. He's just beautiful. And I said, why? And another person said, because she saw a lot of timid dogs at that breeder. The father of this guy was he wasn't Leonberger friendly. If you meet Finn, he's going to come at you. He's going to lick your face. He's going to love you no matter who you are. If you have a hammer in your hand, he's going to come up and lick that hammer. This guy has developed differently. And Eric insists it's a leadership thing, and I'm working on it. And it might be, because Finn had my whole attention. As a puppy, this other guy was great. And then all of a sudden he got weird, took him to a show, and he would not be examined. So we really have to hold him tight. If it's a tall male judge, forget about it. So I'd like to work on that and figure out what I'm doing wrong, what messages I'm sending him. But he's gorgeous. I love him. And I look forward to his career.
The
one that's here.
They're both here.
Both here.
Oh, they're both here.
Yeah.
Finn
And Judge.
Judge.
His name is Tell It to the Judge.
So when she says, come here, Judge.
Oh yeah. Oh, so another one of my Leo mentors, not the breeder, because she doesn't really mentor me, the other one does. She's older, probably the queen of the Leonberger. She's got to be in her 80s. She's like, that's a stupid name. She's from Hungary. Stupid. I said, why? Because the judge is going to think you're talking to him. So when I'm in the ring, I try to call him Juju. And I have said, Judge, come. And I have gotten a lift. So it's not the best name, but I have to focus on Juju in the ring.
Okay.
Okay. I'm Julia. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. And I have skipper keys. I had them years ago just as farm dogs and fun, but they showed a little bit. I had a friend who wanted to show one, so I sent him with her. And she did get his championship. I was busy running a horse farm and doing all that. Then I had lots of other dogs. Skipper keys sort of all of a sudden all died off due to old age and stuff, and I was like all of a sudden without them, but I had other dogs. So I ended up getting back into them 7 years ago, be October, and just wanted a companion pet. Even said, oh, it can be dinged or dented. You know, I was married. You know, I just wanted another skipper key. Got put in touch with a breeder in Michigan, and she didn't have a dinged and dented, but she had one male left and ended up getting him. And she said, he's good enough to get a championship. If you ever want to show, I'll let you leave him intact. And, you know, the deal is you won't breed him without my approval or anything. And I was like, fine. You know, I wasn't thinking about getting back into all that. I played around with a few shows and here and there got a point, but I didn't know a whole lot other than what I watched and learned. And then my husband was sick and disabled for a number of years, and Joseph ended up becoming a service dog for him and for me. So that is really his main thing in life now. But after my husband passed away, I was like, well, I'm going to finish this AKC championship. This is a bucket list thing. I don't care if we do anything more than that, but this is something I want to do. So I met up with a group in Florida who regularly have enough skips at shows. There are not enough skips in North Carolina shows. So I went down there, got welcomed into the group, and the first 2 days finished his championship. And it was a big 5-day cluster, so everybody said, oh, move him up. And I'm like, well, y'all okay? Because, you know, it changes the dynamics. And they were like, oh, yeah, you know, we're all here in it. We support each other and all. They're a lot like the master class, this group. So I moved him up, and he got over halfway to his grand that weekend. So I was like, well, oh, my God, I've got to do this. So we went down to another show and then finished his grand. And he is a very sensitive, empathetic dog, which makes him an excellent service dog and an excellent mentor to other dogs and to people. But it also can make him very difficult to show because he's very serious. And he likes to look at me and wants me to look back. So that's been the big thing. I discovered Eric online just reading about, you know, looking up handling videos and stuff. And then a friend of mine with Skips did one of your clinics, the Orlando clinic, and Mariah with Journey. And she said, you know, how great it was. And I had tried to get in, but then I found out he was having one in North Carolina. He ended up having an opening in Orlando, but then there was one coming up in North Carolina. I said, can I get in that one? Because it was closer. And it wasn't going to be quite so last minute. So I got in, and because the bug had really hit that I wanted to show and do well, and I wanted to be the type of handler that people would admire. I want to be the invisible handler, but I want to be the one that people say, oh, what's she bringing in today? You know, I didn't want to be the hand bouncing and, you know, all of that. I wanted to be the smooth, calm and everything. And so got other skips coming along that I'm working with. But to me, right now, Joseph is still the biggest challenge. And I feel like if I can master all the levels with him, then I can handle anything. And because he's not an easy dog to handle. If he's in the great playful mood and everything, he can be a peach, or if he's in the really mom, then I have to get out of my comfort zone, and that's been the biggest thing. But Eric has helped me overcome that and become silly and do things and push me beyond where I needed to be. And I'd been going through a lot of other struggles. So master class and the workshops have helped me in many ways. So that's sort of the main gist of it. And I've got more coming along, and I want to make sure that I bring them along well, and they'll have the no by a dog, because I mean, skipper keys are full of more tricks than a barrel of monkeys. Trust me. That's part of the breed characteristics, and that's why they're called little black devils. But you don't want to squelch that, and they do not like to be drilled.
Right.
You like show them, and then after that, you have to figure out how to have them think that it's their idea. And Eric can tell you, he had the skipper key that nobody wanted to show, and first thing it did was crap on his foot.
And the lady said, I'm sorry. And she said, you probably won't show him now. I said, no, I'll show him.
So that's, you know, my big thing is to keep placing in the groups, and I really want to one day walk away with a best in show at an AKC show. I've done it at UKC, and I've done it at specialties, but I want to do it at an AKC show, and it can be done, but it takes a lot of work, and I want to be that good.
All right, Tracy, batter up.
I'm Tracy Bowles, Leanne's husband. We're from Rosedale, Oklahoma. I've been in some kind of a show ring since I was 8 years old. We showed hogs, raised hogs. I got into sheep because my ag instructor was a sheep guy. Was really competitive. I mean, when I was showing. Later on, our children, we raised and showed club lambs. And everything we do is probably over the top, but my saying, and my boys always say is, well, if you're going to be a fish, you got to be a big fish. And you do everything 100%. And but anyway, we did that. I've had dogs, every kind of dog there is. Trained hunting dogs, pretty much. That's what I had my whole life growing up. After we got married, every time we bought an AKC standard book back before internet, and if we was going to get a dog, the dog had to match the book, you know. And later on, Our breed is toy fox terriers. I wanted a dog. She had a schnauzer, and I wanted a dog. So I researched and I researched. I wanted some kind of terrier. I wanted something small. I wanted something gritty. Wound up with the toy fox terriers. I found one. We went and bought it. I carried it everywhere I went. It decided it hated me. And it loved her. My dog became her dog. And anyway, so long story short, he died, and we went on the search for another toy fox. Went all over everywhere, found a lot of really bad breeders. I mean, really, we drive 4 or 5 hours and find a dog that didn't meet breed standards, didn't look anything like a toy fox. We'd leave with them mad at us because we didn't.
And we were looking for a pet.
We were looking for a pet. Okay, so we kept looking, and I emailed every breeder. No one would email me back. She writes a book to one, and they email her right back. I would just say, "You got a dog."
How much does it cost?
I said, "Oh, usually I just said I'm looking for a pup." But anyway, so we drove to Kentucky from Oklahoma, and I found Casanova. And anyway, we're in the breeder's house, and she takes us down to the kennel, and lets us look around. And we come back up to the house, and I'm paying her, and Leanne's over here filling out all these papers. And anyway, I don't know what's going on. I'm just the guy with the money. I hear something that I didn't know about. And we get in the car and we drive off, and I said, "What's this show deal?" She said, "Oh, we have to show him to a champion. We can do that. We show all kinds of stuff." So, anyway, she had kept him for her next show dog and next stud dog. And Leanne talked her out of him. Anyway, so we brought Casanova home. He was 5 months old. A month later, we were in Kansas at a 6-show cluster.
You're going to get into part of my story.
Just a minute.
Hand off.
Anyway, we go to this 6-show cluster. We'd never been to a dog show. I mean, we'd watched them. We always wanted to do it. So we go. Day 2 of a 3-day show cluster. She wins best in show.
Oh my God.
UKC
with a 6-month-old pup.
Wow.
Doesn't matter.
That's still an accomplishment.
Anyway,
Wow.
day 3, we completely crashed because Casanova's wore out, and we don't have any idea of what we're doing. Anyway, so on the way home, and I'm fixing to stop, we drive about an hour, and she hasn't spoke. She sat over there, not saying anything. And the minute she looks around at me, she said, "That will never, ever, ever happen again." And I said, "Well, I don't know. I thought I'd done something." Anyway, she said, "Somebody might beat me with a better dog, but nobody will ever outshow me again." And she come home and researched, and that's yours.
Yeah. Actually, before we went to that show, I had found, because I knew nothing, I'm just going to pick up where he left off because I'm Leanne, husband from Roseville, Toy Fox Terrier. And I'm not your husband, I'm your wife. I had found, because I knew nothing, and I thought, I've got to go show this dog. I don't know anything about anything. And so I started looking on the internet, and I found Eric's videos before we went to Hutchinson.
We knew a lot about lamb shows, but we didn't know much about dog shows.
So I knew a little bit, but I didn't know near enough. And then when I was watching and he was coming to Hutchinson, which is 4.5 hours from us, so I mean it was really a doable. So I went to a 2-day workshop there with Casanova. I had Sarah at the time, but she was a puppy, but I already knew she was going to be a whole different ball game because he was more of a showy guy. I mean, he liked to show.
he liked to be in front of people and wanted to perform. But her, not so much. So, but I took him to the workshop and, got more basic knowledge. With a 2-day, you kind of just are really overwhelmed with everything. And worked with Sarah. Then COVID hit. She still hadn't ever been shown. And Eric came back to Hutchinson, and I signed up for that with Sarah. And Sarah is the headstrongest dog, stubborn. If you want her to do something, she's going to do the opposite. It's just that everything was more difficult with her, which has pushed me beyond anything. I mean, just way out of my comfort zone in so many different levels. But it's been quite a journey with her. I'm pretty certain that if I had not had Eric to help me with her, she would have never, ever been able to make it in the show ring. Ever. She wouldn't get her head off the ground, for one thing, to even be able to walk for the judge to be able to even see her move. And even today, that's still a struggle with her. Every time we walk in the show ring, it's a struggle. It's better if we're on the regular surface. When we went to Westminster, it was disaster.
But you just handled it amazing. I would have been freaking out. Man, it was calm, cool.
Well,
you could tell she was having trouble, but you didn't show it.
Yeah, you can't show it with her. If she knows it, then it's really bad. But now I have another one that I'm bringing up that has a whole nother set of problems. So it's just like, it's never ending. I mean, with each dog, every one of them's different. You're going to have different challenges with every single one.
While you were in Hutchinson during COVID, she got a call from the breeder that we picked Casanova up, Sarah up from, and she needed to retire for some personal reasons. So Leanne bought her kennel. She chose Leanne to buy her kennel.
Nice.
And so we she took the part of the females, and we kept Casanova as our male.
So I'm also raising them.
And then she retired.
And yeah, then I retired from teaching for 30 years. So congratulations.
You two are a great team.
It is obvious. Okay.
Debbie Milks. I'm from Walla Walla, Washington. We have labs. I always had labs growing up as a kid. They were always purebred, just fun dogs to be around. Started with one of the dogs her name was Booby. Followed my brother home when I was in kindergarten he was on a newspaper route, and here comes this, I'm sure it was crossed with whatever, because I remember the long legs, kind of pointery looking lab with the pointy tail. And anyway, that's how we got started in labs. And then went to college, graduated from college, wanted my first dog, so I got a purebred for $50 out of a backyard somewhere. Got her home. She was like a great dog. And then she passed away. And then I got another dog. This time I went to breed, and I thought, well, if I'm going to breed, I'm going to do it right. So I make sure that I've got titles or whatever, a title dog. So got another dog that had some other issues. So then that didn't work. So then I got another dog, and then I kind of got into some of the parent clubs and that kind of thing. And labs are extremely competitive, and everybody's got one. So it's hard to sift the wheat from the chaff when you're getting what you're getting. So I researched breeders and found a great breeder, and she let me have one of hers. So I think that was in Oklahoma, and then brought that one back and brought another like half sib or whatever back to kind of like build my kennel and this kind of thing. And then she was my mentor, or so I thought. So we went up so far, and you know how like you learning and all of a sudden you realize that you learned more than what your mentor learned. So that, and then it got a little disrespectful on her end. So that kind of went away. So it's like, okay, well, I guess we're on our own doing this. So then we kept breeding and that I love the breeding piece of the whole thing and making the puppies go to their forever homes. And I never had children. I've got a stepson. But having the puppies go to their forever homes, and then all those people become like your family, and they call you and they send you all the pictures and all that stuff of their dogs, and that was extremely rewarding. And my lines kept getting, I started doing hunt tests because I knew my dogs weren't to the AKC standard, so we'd do hunt tests and working certificates and some obedience. I kind of dabbled in rally and some other stuff until the international shows, because I knew they met the standard, but they wouldn't be able to compete in AKC. So bred, I think our first litter was in 97. Finally, I get up to where I'm looking at a litter and I'm going, oh my God, I think this might be it. So that's Charlie and his sister Gracie. So I had, 2 from this one litter. I'm like, okay, these are going to be it. So I was in the process of taking another dog to shows, and she got 2 points, and then I couldn't get her to stack right. So I was in Idaho at a dog show, and I'm like, I'm going to see what's on YouTube for how to stack dogs. So I'm checking out this one guy with setters, and I'm going, yeah. And then I get over to Eric, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, watching the videos. I've got a 12-year-old with me that's like a mentor. She's in doing, what are you doing? Come on, let's watch Eric Salas. So we're watching this one. There's another one. So it's just so we're doing all these things. We're doing the backup turn stuff at the shows, and it's like, wow. And then I got a couple points on her. Then she picked up a limp. So then she's out. So then it's like, okay, now what do I do? So then I took one of my other dogs, and she got up to 6 points. And then another one of my families, their dog, the mother of the dog I was showing, that dog died at an older age, and they were just devastated. So I gave her to them because they looked a lot alike. Because I figured I had Gracie and Charlie to work with. So then we finally find out, we weren't planning on driving to Kansas from Washington. But Eric, being the salesman that he is online, says, okay, you guys better, I think the Kansas one that year was in June or something. I think it was in January or February. He's like, okay, I'm going to Europe next year, so you might want to get, and I'm like, what? He's going to Europe, he's not going to do anything in the U.S.? Ron, that's my husband. We gotta go to this seminar. The only one he has open is in Kansas. And Ron's like, oh,
and then we get
my.
COVID, so you can go to Europe. So,
So here I dragged my husband along in a 2000.
This is another story.
In a 2007 trailer that we've never taken long distances. We blow a tire. We have a flat tire in Idaho, and then find out the spare's flat, and then we get that fixed, and then we're like, yeah, we got this covered. We go down the highway and we get to Wyoming, we have another flat. We're like, yeah, we got the spare tire, we got this covered. We have no star wrench to be able to put it on the stupid trailer. It's like, so here we are on the side of the highway. 90 degrees, wind's blowing 90 miles an hour, thank you, because it was too hot. We're just sitting there and the cars are just driving by. I'm calling Good Sam's, they're like, oh, well, the closest guy is like, wait, let me get back to you. You're kind of in a remote area. So they call back an hour and a half later, and then they said, oh, the closest guy's an hour and a half away. You got to wait another hour and a half. And it's like, no. My husband's like, we're not having this. 911. We're stuck on the side of the road. The stater shows up in a half hour, and he's like, I love it when RVers are broke down. And this is, we're just like, we just need the wrench. We can change it. We don't want to bother you. We just want to use your wrench. Okay, so I get the tire changed and everything, and then we're off again, and then we blew another tire. Oh my God. Well, this time we're like, we got the wrench, we got the spare, we're at Turner, Ron's on the highway.
Where are you getting all the spares from?
Well, we keep swapping them out, right?
Oh, and fixing the flat?
We have to buy new tires every time, because
Gotcha.
blowout.
Okay, so you'd buy it.
Yeah.
All right.
So we finally get down to Kansas, And the bitch that I have, Gracie, is so primal. I mean, literally, she would not take a treat out of his hand all 7 days. Is that?
No, 7 days she took.
No, she did not. Not that. No, she did not.
I threw it at her.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit of it too. Okay. So then we get done with the 7-day, and I was trying to be tricky and have my husband, take his dog Charlie, trying to get him into it. This is my dog. This is your dog. Okay, you go do this. Well, that kind of backfired. So then it's like, okay. So anyway, we're coming back home, and then we stop to get fuel, and we have a diesel truck, and we stop at a BP. And we're all burned out because we just got into St. Louis and heavy traffic and whatever. So Ron gets out and he puts the thing in and it's going. And then I pull it out and put it away. And we're going down the road. And all of a sudden and this was like 2019, I think. And in my 2018 truck, the check engine light comes on. I'm going, what the heck? I just retired. I'm like, this is like a new truck. Why is it doing that? Speed limiter over on the side of the road. Well, maybe it's just a computer thing. Turn it off, turn it off. Truck won't start.
Gas in the diesel.
Exactly.
BP has green handles.
Yeah, all the handles are green.
My daughter did that to our diesel.
So then it's the whole thing of Ron goes with the truck because that's like on the Ford thing, but they won't do anything with the trailer. So I'm back in the trailer with the 2 dogs on the side of whatever. No, hardly any shoulder. And I'm just sitting there and it's hotter than the hubs of hell, we call it Missouri. Anyway, so I'm just sitting there and a policeman comes up and he's like, hey, what's going on? Kind of unusual. Seeing somebody just sit there with 2 dogs in the trailer and the door open. So I finally get that all fixed. We go further and then on the way home we lost the 4th tire. So then after that I go to another couple seminars with Gracie, and I think she finally took a treat from you then in Richland. And then it's like, oh, this is great. She's doing so much better. And she was always kind of the laggy dog, kind of like this, doing her gating and stuff. Like, oh, I don't know, something might get me, or, and get through that. And then it's like, okay, now she's old enough. And I go and I measure, and I'm going, that one's out the window for AKC. So I'm going, what am I going to do? So then last year, the Richland seminar comes up for another 7 days. So I stole my husband's dog. So Charlie's my dog now. So then, right before the seminar, we had this is Ron's dog. The dog does whatever, gets on his lap, can be naughty dog, paws on feet, all sorts of stuff. And like the week before, I'm like, I'm going to have to pull this one out. So I'm like, okay, trying to get everything going. So since then, that was like September? Yeah. He's been with me the whole time, and I've been doing the hardcore Eric stuff. Then earlier this year, we decided, because Eric's like, yeah, you're ready to go. So, like in your style, if you're going to go big, if you're going to go big. I know, let's make a circuit. Let's go down to Arizona. Let's go down to Texas. Let's see what's down there. We go down there and, stress of me, whatever. The dog's like, oh, what's going on? Somebody's going to kill us because she's stressed, So then I'm calling him and, sending him videos. And he's like, be happy. And even the judge was saying, we can't let the dog know you're stressed. I'm like, I thought I was smiling. I thought I was fine. And the judge is telling me to relax, you need to talk to your dog. So I'm like, come on, Charlie, let's go. Going around the ring, and he's going, what are you talking to me when I'm going around, And then, so we've been working with that, and then really been getting into the program, doing the videos. That video stuff is really a pain, but it really helps a lot. It gets you on the days when you're going, oh, I got to get one in today, get you up, you do it, and then you look at it and you go, wow, yeah, I got to work on that.
And it gives me things to fix.
Yeah.
If you call me and tell me that your dog's doing this, your dog's doing that, if I don't see what you're doing to cause that, I can't fix it.
Yep. Yeah.
I learned so much from your videos.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
I really do. Or the balloon. Are you the one who
I
started?
try to keep them raw. So I try
I
to
love
just take them out of the crate and go do whatever. And I've gotten past the it has to be perfect kind of thing. It's like, just get out there and just take the video and they can see how it all goes wrong or right or what distracts them on this day or that day or whatever. But thanks.
And how much
I've
did you
learned
learn?
a lot from
How much
everybody.
did you learn on that circuit?
Oh, wow.
How to change tire.
I learned so much. It was just, I can't even say how much I learned on that. And that's another whole thing. It's not just the circuit, it's the planning, the trip, and how to get there and how to be relaxed when you're there and see the different venue and get him relaxed and still have him exercise. I mean, that's a whole nother.
Yep.
It could be a stressor. It could be a challenge. We're working on that negative thing. It's like, oh, it's going to be exciting. Okay. So, anyway.
Awesome. Thank
That's
you.
my turn.
Would everyone like to stand up and stretch and then sit right back down? Is that okay?
Well, if you want, we could take a 30-minute break. So at 10:35, back in your seats. So potty your dog, stretch your legs, stretch your dog's legs. You can take a break in there if you want. But 10:30.
Hello, my name is Larissa Schmidt, and I have had Siberian Huskies for about 28 years now, showing them and breeding and handling. So I met Eric about 25 years in. I thought I was a pretty decent handler, but I had a pretty hard dog. I had a very primitive instinct, the ultimate jackal, and she really defeated me in everything that I had tried. And so next came her daughter, and I was seeing little seeds of going down, like, was this going to be the same path? Am I going to have another one that I can't show and can't finish? And Eric's workshop came along. I did a 2-day, and that was just enough to be dangerous, but I liked what I was learning, and I kind of saw a new way. It was interesting, something totally different. And then I did a 5-day, and that was kind of like exhausting and mind-blowing, and that's when I really accepted the fact that I have a lot of work ahead of me. I really have to dump 25 years of doing this and scrap it all and learn a new way. And that was really, really hard for me. But I really saw the light, not only with the dog I was working with, but the one I'd given up on. So I did a 2-week with both of those, and it was really an amazing 2 weeks. And of course, I started the 2 weeks with promising Eric that, like, I'm going to be a good student. I'm going to be a really good student. I'm going to try really hard. I'm not going to give up on this. So I immediately started with a serious, driven attitude of, perfectionism, which we all know is terrible. And I still remember about, like 4 days in, this sort of aha moment where I just learned to dump everything and just play. And play was hard for me. I realized that I'm uncomfortable with looking silly. I really fake played. I didn't quite know how to do it. And ironically, that was probably one of the hardest things. But when I learned to just dump that expectation and truly kick back and be silly and play and not even think about what I looked like or what they looked like or what they were doing, and that didn't work, just roll with it. That was kind of life-changing as far as working with dogs in anything that I do with them. I would say it changed my relationships with all the dogs I have. And I didn't let off the gas, but what I didn't do was go train show. I learned to not train show. I train myself show, And I body mechanics, and I still am working on that. And even when I think I got it, if a curveball's thrown at me, I don't got it. So I definitely need it just to work on my personal mechanics to the point where anything that's thrown at me, it doesn't faze me at all. And I think I love it, and I love that everything I do, I see I can get better and do better and improve, and it's just been an amazing journey with Eric. But I've worked every day, and it hasn't been the work that you think it might be. It's work, wait for dinner, big party when you release them, quick little tricks, big celebrations with them, opportunities for them to work for me. And the minute they know they're going to work for me, their attitude just go bananas, and it's amazing. And learning to play more than train, hard train, pop collar, that's what we were all taught with. And for Siberian in particular, I think it's terrible. They want to work with you, not for you, more than any other breed. So this works beautifully with them. And even if I just tug with them a little before bed, I do something. They do something to work for me every day. And even when I specifically show train, it's maybe 5 minutes. It's not putting a ton in, but it's the mindset of, do it, celebrate, play, yay! Like that's, it's been life-changing in every aspect. I do rally, I dabble in agility, barn hunt. I take that with me into everything, and it's just made the training of the dogs be more enjoyable for me, for them. Overall, Eric's made conformation a joy, and I can say it probably never was. I enjoyed the dogs and my friends, but and winning, of course, but I actually have joy in showing, period. Joy in conformation, joy in working with the dogs. And I can definitely thank Eric for that. So keeping it short and sweet. From here you can edit, but I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm in the whelping box here at Yedieska. And if you've never seen this here is a 3-day-old Siberian. Yeah, Mom loves that. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Hi, this is Cindy. I would just like to take a few minutes to tell you about what working with Eric for the last several years has meant to me and my dogs, especially my dogs. But just kind of a little background real quick. I have bred and shown greyhounds for over 30 years. Was fortunate to have a really, really nice dog that finished undefeated out of the classes, getting ready to special him, and now he is posting. He looks terrible. He looks like a sawhorse, and I can't get him out of it. So I did what we all would do. I used all my local resources. Nobody was really able to help me. I went online, saw some of Eric's videos, and liked what he was doing. So I thought, well, let me see what we can do about getting him here. So contacted Dawn, and she was wonderful to work with. We managed to get a 7-day course here, and it was awesome. It was well attended, developed a lot of good friends through that course, and just developed a whole new means of working with my dogs or playing with my dogs. So the dog actually, he learned through head straight and play and targets and just all the things that I wasn't really sure were going to directly affect what we're doing. He learned to trust me. He learned it's okay. Mom's got it. It doesn't matter what's going on around me. He'd lay his head in my hand, and he won the national specialty. So that was huge for me, breeder, owner, and handler. So just the methods work. You have to put your work into it. It's not a fix like I was looking for initially. I just wanted to fix this problem and carry on because I've been doing this for a long time. But no, it has totally changed the way I work with my dogs. My dogs love to work with me. I pick up a lead and they're all around. They're just like, me next, I want to go. And it's just so wonderful that we have a whole new attitude. They absolutely love to show, and it shows. And, you know, sort of imitation is like the best compliment. When I go to shows or handling class or whatever, I'm playing with my dogs and they're leaping and jumping and bowing and spinning. And all of a sudden I notice people around the corner kind of trying to do some of that with their dogs. I'm like, yeah, playing with your dog would really make life a lot better. So I just wholeheartedly want to endorse Eric's methods. If you just want a quick fix, this probably isn't the way to go. But if you really want to do a deep dive, understand your breed thoroughly, understand your standard, why your dog is built the way it is, why his temperament is what it is, because, you know, like hounds, sight hounds in particular, they don't necessarily, they're not built to work with you. They were meant to course, to hunt on their own, and they have their own brains and their own agenda. And if you make them part of the team, then they're happy. They'll be working with you and ready to rock. If you just want to lay down the law of what they need to do, then they're not having anything to do with it. So understanding your breed, your dog, how they think, what they should look like, so you can ban a white, so you can show off what needs to be seen, and it makes a huge difference. So again, if you're ready to put in the work, then this is absolutely something I recommend. Thanks.
I've been now to not only masterclass, but I went to one of the workshops the year before, and I've followed Eric for a very long time, and I have learned so much from him. But now I'm sort of at the point where I kind of want to know what I'm doing wrong, and I kind of want to have a roadmap of how to get to where I want to be. And I think this particular format was amazing for that. Not only do I know where my weaknesses are and what I have to work on, but I am leaving here, sadly, with a whole host of new tools and a whole huge family that I didn't know as well, and I just feel like it's a very cohesive group. And I really feel like I now have the tools for success. And I think another aspect that's been really great is getting the perspective of the judges and what they're thinking. A lot of times, at least I was sort of just guessing what they might like to see, but really kind of coming to the realization that the dog has to be judgeable. And there are a lot of things that we do that can either help that or hurt that considerably. And so this was really special for me. This is my favorite one, and I don't have any idea how he would outdo it next year.
He will, don't worry.
Yeah.
So what types of things in the format did you like? What did you experience in the different types of the formats, the different things you did in the masterclass? Talk about that.
Well, one of the things I really enjoyed was the spotlight sessions on the different tools that we needed. And I think we kind of, each day, just in talking, we kind of collectively, a few kind of main kind of points would pop up, and then Eric would do a deep dive session on each one of those things. So there were many questions I had around gating, and I got sort of my mind straight on that, and on technique for the exam. Just a lot of finer points and detailed kind of evaluation and kind of a new perspective to look at that.
I was feeling overwhelmed hearing everyone talk about knowing judges and what they were looking for. And even when we had our sheets as a spectator and taking notes and what type of judge it is, movement or structure or whatnot. And so one of my very favorite things from this masterclass was taking that leap into understanding what the judge is looking for. I did understand foot placement on the down and back and the go around and that difference, but then really understanding where one is located in the ring in order to show the judge what they need to see in an efficient amount of time.
Yeah, the efficient amount of time thing was a big kind of eye opener. A 4-second stack is not something that I've ever even considered in my life, but I guess I'll have to start. But I do think getting a better understanding of the judging procedure, because we all had chances to be judges too, and also I feel like we learned a lot from each other. I mean, everybody has collective stories and experiences, and I mean, I learned stuff from Jess, both about her breed, but also just about some stuff that I was needing to work through around anxiety and sort of how to just channel it and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's invaluable, and you wouldn't get that experience anywhere else.
That's something else I noticed when y'all are going over film or sitting out talking about Head Straight or something, and a whole group, you just dissolve into talking about questions and experiences.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the group?
And I mean, I think what's also so great about that is that we're all at different levels with our experience in the ring and training with our dogs. And you know, the folks that have kind of done this for a while, I mean, we may not do everything properly, but we can kind of help guide or at least impress upon the newer folks what's important and why it's important, and like, no, really focus on this. It's really it'll really work for you. But yeah, I think that, sorry, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, Don, you asked about what we each think about the group. So I do think that previously I've done 2 7-day workshops, and then this is the second masterclass I've done. So I felt like this was the most cohesive group I've experienced. It could have been partially me because I have been more relaxed, because a lot of what I have been working on is mindset. Yet at the same time, this was just a very, very cohesive group.
Yeah.
And there was some funny comments from Eric about whether Courtney and I as the only co-judges, if we would work out or not work out in our co-judging, and we obviously worked out perfectly together.
You did. And I mean, I guess I wish, I mean, so I live in New York, and that's obviously quite a distance away, and I wish that I could be here more. But one of the things that I've really enjoyed over this last year is the modules. And I think I didn't realize how much I needed the modules, really needed the modules. It's just that refresher, and it just re-engages you. Until this year, when I felt myself sort of floundering and not knowing where to go, and Eric was suggesting, we're doing a module, why don't you, join and, sign up? And it wasn't until I said, yeah, let's do this. And then I felt instantly connected again. I mean, because it really is, it's not just this family, it's the broader family, and knowing that everyone's there to help you, and some of the experiences, and there are some folks that are doing stuff that's just next level, but it's just great to be able to see that, like where you could take this. But the modules really, really helped, and I think I'm going to be more diligent until I can get here for more privates. I'm going to be more diligent about making sure that I get all those modules, and because you think to yourself, well, I already did that one. Well, no, but don't worry. There's a lot that you missed. I can just assure you.
What was the most difficult thing for each of you during the 5 days?
And I think for me, I think it was day 3 that after the show, we kind of all did our review, and I kind of had this, come to Jesus moment where I realized that really, the distractions, I'm obviously very kind of animated and fidgety, etc., stuff that I know that I need to work on, but really how much that's bringing my dog, holding my dog back, and just leaving here feeling like, my God, I mean, I do everything for him. He's my heart and soul, and so just wanting to be better for him, and then really saying to myself, okay, well, what do I need to do in order to get there? And working through feedback and some of all the things that we discussed here, and I felt like yesterday was much better. We did a lot better in the ring. He was much more, certainly we were much more connected, and I was shocked at some of the things that he did that I asked him to, and it just really sort of solidified that, like, not only do I need to focus on the mental side, but really, this is a program that works. It's not just another random trainer. Like it's a methodology. It's the whole program.
So it's a little bit different than your traditional confirmation class you go to?
It is completely different than a traditional confirmation class.
I mean.
So, in what way? Yeah, well, explain why.
So it was actually interesting. I was listening to a podcast. There's another, I think she's written books. She claims that she's a trainer. I don't know. Her name's Vicky Ronchetti. Does anyone know her? So she has a podcast, which I like a podcast fanatic. I'm constantly listening to podcasts. And there was one that I listened to the other day, and it was like, why am I not winning in the ring? And I listened to it. It was like, the first one was, Well, your dog might be too young. Well, the breeder might not have given you a show quality dog. Well, you might not, you're new, so that won't, and then, the handler's going to beat you, or all the things, all the negatives. And it was like, where is all of the stuff that Eric's taught about connecting with the dog? The reason why you're not winning is because you're not connected to the dog, and you're not, and that just kind of reinforced how fundamental everything he trains is, and then how it all kind of builds upon. And it's almost like, oh, lady. I feel badly for the people that are listening to you, because that's just not, I guess maybe on the surface those are a few reasons why, but it's not, you're missing the forest through the trees completely. And sometimes it's the reason, also people don't really know. Like if they don't, there's so many every show I go to, people I see are like, we talk about Eric, and many people are like, oh, I went to a workshop, or oh, I watch him on YouTube and all this other stuff. And then there are some people that don't, that are getting into it, and I share like, this is the path, like this is the path, follow it. But there's no really anyone else that I found that's really effective. And I think Eric's approach also is so important, because he does start at the very foundational play with your dog. And you would not understand how hard it is to actually do that unless you try. You just realize that it's a lot harder than you think. Just like people say, oh, you want to run around the ring at Westminster, like that's so easy. Oh, no, you have no idea. There are so many things that go into it.
I feel like Eric's methods are really focused on training the person, not training the dog. And so, as Courtney has already said, it's way more difficult to play with our dogs than we think, because we don't know how to play with our dogs. The dogs know how to play. So that is the very beginning.
Yeah. And that sort of like flipping the switch on that, and really understanding that in order to really have the connection that will take you to that next level in the ring, you have to start at that, bare bones level. You have to understand the dog and understand being a part of their pack. And if they don't respect you and you don't respect them, and things like what you're doing to disrespect them. If you're taking a walk and you're like looking at your phone, which I sometimes do, then, and I'll notice like all of a sudden Brady will just stop and he'll just stand there and stare at me. It's like, come on, Mom, like, engage with me. Like, this is our time. And things like that you don't even realize, but it's, and everything, every moment is an opportunity to train in one way or another. So when you are training and you're thinking, oh, I'm tired today, or I don't want to do today, you have to remember how pumped your dog is to be with you. And especially, I think, if you have many dogs, or not, but if you have many dogs, or if you have kids and stuff, you've got multiple, like, everyone has a very busy life. That time that they have with you is so important to them, and it's, and cherishing that, because they're not around forever. And
you don't get any more.
Anything else y'all would like to add?
I love the group learning experience, because I like learning about all the breeds. So Eric's formats have been ideal for that.
I think so. Although in some situations I'm quite extroverted, I'm also introverted in other ways, and I think that just the whole methodology, the whole, the way that the program is structured with the feedback and the videoing, and it's not something I think. Maybe it's a generational thing. Like the whole, like I've never been into selfies, and I think that's because it just seems very narcissistic, and I was kind of always taught to but in this program, it's very important to video, and just if it's not perfect. This is another thing that I'm taking away, because I'll take 6 videos and I'll be like, well, let me edit it and this and that, and by the time I get around to sending it, I don't, because and then I move on to something else. And the most important thing is just really take it, send it. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's, and there's very little, I feel like there's very little, people taking things so personally where they're hurt by them. People recognize it's constructive criticism, and, if somebody does have an issue, then you take it offline or whatever. But I think both the WhatsApp groups and then the broader masterclass WhatsApp group is essential for keeping everyone together and just staying on course. I think it's like many pieces that create the bigger pie, the complete pie.
And it seems like you all, as you critique, it's a critique. You're looking for things to improve.
Yes.
But it's all toward positive.
Right.
Yes.
And also, it's not. So I think one of my sort of real takeaways was when Eric said after that third day, he said, stop going in the ring and fixing problems and start showing your dog. And I thought to myself, my God, that's so right. Because all I do is, okay, Brady's foot isn't perfect. What do I do to fix it? And then I freak out. And then I try a million things, and then that just looks busy and distracting. And then we lose. And it's one thing after another, but it's coming back to the sham wow. Like, you just got to pretend that your dog is the sham wow. It can do everything. And it's, I mean, that's, and showing the finer points. And it's also like we walk into the ring and we think, okay, we've got all this competition, but really, what do we think inside? Like, our dog's the best. So screw everyone else. Our dog's the best. Like, get out there and prove it, and that's really where.
And you have to do the work first in order to show that dog.
Because exactly, you need to learn how, because we're not, nobody knows how to do it instinctively. But
except Eric.
Right. Who knows everything. But really, that whole kind of the growth process of starting, being able to turn inward and do the videos and, be sort of more vulnerable to criticism is a really hard thing for a lot of people to do. Even if people are used to being in public and public speaking and everything, it's very hard to be the receiver of that. And I think that the format, it's just very safe, and it feels very constructive and very nurturing, more so than anything else. And I also, there was a little time where I sort of strayed for a little while, and I really felt like I lost my best friend. It's like, I really felt like, just because it's the whole, everyone, it's just that thing that's been in your life since I started doing this, since I didn't know how to do it. And Eric was the first one I found, and he was so great. And then meeting everyone else and you growing, my skills growing alongside Brady, and then when it's not there, you're like, where's my left arm? It just sort of is gone. So
She's left-handed, by the way, so
That's right.
Left arm.
That's right.
So Eric's setting up for Best in Show, so we got to run?
Yes.
Thank you very, very,
Next
very,
year
very
will be
much.
Best in Show. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.